All right. Hello, everyone. Shalom, everybody. Peace of the Lord to all of you. Actually, just today, I noticed that in USA today, they are celebrating the Day of Freedom from slavery. And I said to myself, like yesterday, I made a video about the white Muhammad versus the black Muslims. And it looked like it came in a perfect time to show people that Muhammad is nothing but a slave owner, and he encourages slavery. And everything people they say about him is absolutely the opposite. The one who is against slavery, he will not own slaves. And he will not keep them for one day. Not even, I mean, you are a prophet now, you are sent by Allah. Muslim, they claim that he is against slavery. So why you own slaves? Muhammad never do anything, neither his wives in their houses. They have black slaves cleaning, washing, doing laundry, and they are sitting living as masters. So talk is cheap, reality is different. As you see here, it says in the beginning of the video here, life with the Christian Prince, subscribe or else. So you better do what better than else. Otherwise, we are going to make you fly like Hezbollah. And the mullahs of Hezbollah, the Israeli, they are hunting their butts every day. And maybe soon, and I hope so, the Israeli are going to invade south of Lebanon, because this is the only solution to teach those puppies that they are nothing but puppies. The problem that the Israeli, they don't have a real leaders, and they just trying to avoid conflict when you know that the only way to solve the conflict is to face it. Is not by hiding from it. To fight the fire is not by running away from the fire. The fire will chase you. So I hope the Israeli will know soon that the only way to fight those dogs is to show them that they are nothing but dogs. You know, street dogs, they bark so crazy when they feel that you have fear. They smell your fear. And this is actually all the animals. Animals, they can smell your fear. The second they smell your fear, they become lions, even though they are just dogs. And sadly, in Israel, Netanyahu is an idiot, or what he cares is politics. And the Israeli, the community are very much divided. Many of them, they are hippie liberals. And this is the danger of Israel. The danger of Israel is not Hezbollah, is not Hamas, is the hippie Israeli. Those who go to the festival, dancing, shaking their ass in the front of Hamas. Many of them, they are homosexual. And they think they are living in different fantasy of the world. They don't know reality. And what the result of that? Hamas came to them, kidnapped them, and that caused a big problem for Israel. And now the poor soldiers of Israel trying to free their citizen. If you ask me, I will never seek to free one. Go for war, don't seek the prisoners. Already you lost way more than the prisoners themselves. You try to free them. The enemy is trying to use your prisoners as a way to control you. Free yourself and go to war. Never worry about the... If I am a prisoner, I will say to my army, don't worry about me. Go after those dogs. This is what the Israeli should do. But you talk to who? To the deaf and the blind. Anyway, today we have for you a debate. This is our brother Jay Smith. He was in London. And there is a Muslim, he came to him, and he is telling him about his religion. Shall we listen together? Let us hear. Again, the channel is B Fender Films. This is the channel of Jay Smith. If you like to subscribe to them or to support him. And again, for me, I encourage a Christian to support Christians. And, Many of you think when I make a comment about Christians saying something, debating Muslims, I'm putting them down. That because you are shallow. I make a comment is just to correct my brother, so next time he will do better. You know, there's like when you are at war, if any of you serve in the army, right? You have someone who watch you. Let's say you are trained to be a sniper. So there is a trainer next to you. He said to you, oh, you need to adjust this. Oh, you did not calculate the wind. Oh, you did not do right with the distance. So he is not putting you down. He is teaching you how to hit the head of the snake better. I'm not talking about J. Smith now. I'm talking in general, anyone. So people, they say we should not, like make comment about some Christians debating Muslims. Why not? You can make comment about me too. You don't have to agree with me. Maybe you can do better, you know. I will look at your comment. If it's valid, it's valid. If it's not, I will ignore it. All of us, we go through process of learning. Nobody of us, no one, is born educated. And me, you know, I do not need to prove who I am. You know me. So let us hear the debate and see what the Muslim will say.
It's more important than who I am.
Okay, okay. Can I call you sis?
Sid, yeah.
No, a little too late now. What do you want me to call you?
Sid.
Okay, sis. What is your message for these people?
My message for them is something illogical.
It's illogical.
Illogical.
Okay, give me one example. What do you mean?
An example of this.
So the start of the debate, Islam is all illogical. Is the sound coming good to you? Is the sound of the video guys coming good to you? Like everywhere in Rumble and YouTube and Discord. Is it coming good? All right. Well, people in Discord, they have a problem. This program, Discord, looked like it's screwed up. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I will stop using it. If you like to hear better, go to Rumble or to YouTube. What I can do. I mean, how many times I need to say that? If you want to hear better, if the Discord is not doing good, go there. All right? What we can do? No, there's no noise suppression. I took it off. There's no noise suppression. I took all those things off. Still, this Discord is messed up. So obviously this program is messed up. All right. So the start of the video, this Muslim, he want to teach Muslims, and he claimed to be knowledgeable, that Islam is illogical. And here, you know, we start with saying, as long as Islam is illogical, why the Muslim, they question how it is logical to believe in the Trinity? You know what I mean? Sikh is a Christian? Oh, I thought he is a Muslim. Oh, okay. I know. So I thought, I take that back then. Oh, okay. So I got it wrong. Oh, okay. I know. I saw the video. I didn't watch, the whole video yet. I said I will watch it with you. I watched a few seconds. So I take it back. I thought this is a... Oh, okay. So where is the Muslim talking in the video? If there's any Muslim? I don't want to see a Christian talking. I thought there is a debate here. Where is the debate? So what we are doing here in this video then? Two Christians are talking? Is that what you are saying to me? I thought this guy is a Muslim. Hold on.
Than who I am.
Okay, can I call you sis?
Sid, yeah.
Yeah,
but J. Smith, you don't even know him. Are you sure this guy is a Christian? Who is the one coming with this conclusion? Who is the one is a Christian? The guy with the hood, or you are talking about Jay? Sig is a Christian? Oh, okay. So, I don't know then. This is no point of this video then. Based on what I heard him saying, I thought he is a Muslim teaching what Islam is about. It's kind of confusing. No, you see, for me, there's no point to watch a video of two Christians speaking about Islam. Yeah.
Christian Prince, sorry to interrupt. Rumble is not on.
Rumble is not going?
Yeah.
Rumble is not going. I don't know what's going on. Rumble is not going. You are right. I'm looking. Something wrong. Okay. We don't know what's going on here. Oh, Rumble is off. Why is that? Huh. Okay, well, you know, guys, I don't know. Rumble is not working. So those who are on Rumble, tell them to come back to YouTube. Because the only way to try to fix this Rumble thing is to stop broadcast. I'm using one software to broadcast for both. So I thought that this is a Muslim, you know. I don't watch those videos, and you know what happened. The way I choose topic, I don't even choose them. I open my YouTube, a video appear, I click in it. Oh, okay. I say, okay, this is a guy is coming talking to Jay Smith. So I assume because Jay Smith is asking him, what is your name? So I thought he don't even know him. He never met him before or something. All right. Do we have any Muslim here? Who is a Muslim here when I respond to those people who they are saying Islam is illogical? In fact, we do not need a Christian to say that. You know, isn't it Lady Dawah, he said, or she said that Islam, why you have to be logical? Why you need to understand things logically? And that is show us really that Islam is a joke. The Muslims, when they want, they need to understand things logically. And when they want, logic is not required. I can't find the video of Lady Dawah. Where he said it clearly. I mean, this is shaitan. When you try to understand things logically, this is the act of shaitan. You should not do that, you know. This is satanic. A good Muslim, he will not do that. So I'm not going to play this video then. I thought really there's a debate here. It turned to be there's no debate. Hold on. Lady Dawah can do better job. All right.
On this matter, the point I'm trying to say and what I don't understand is this. Why do we have to understand everything in the context where, why does it always have to be logical?
See? So, hey Muslims, I say to you, you Muslims are the biggest hypocrite, awkward, backward, downward in the world. How come the second you face the stupidity of your book, then we should not be logical, we should not understand it, it's not required, it's in fact, Lady Dawah, she said, it is from shaitan. How come you go after the Christians, say to them, how in the world the Trinity is logical? Well, this is very stupid of you. Go ahead, Uthman.
Can I answer this with Arabic?
Yeah, Uthman, people, they speak here English. So, I mean, if you want to bring a Muslim to translate with you, you are welcome.
Yes, I have one.
Okay, who is the one who want to translate for you?
Gab.
Gap, put your hand up, Gap.
Wait, I will mention him.
Is he in the chat in Discord?
Yes, yes.
Well, I don't see his hand. Tell him to put his hand up.
Wait.
We are waiting for a Muslim translator to translate to Mr. Uthman. He don't speak good English, he know Arabic. And I asked him to bring his own translator, because, you know, a Muslim will say, oh, he is not translating correctly, etc.
I'm asking him now.
All right.
To translate.
Still, I don't see him.
Join.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Oh, hello.
All right, Gav, you are going to translate to Uthman, if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem.
All right, Uthman. So what do you think about logic in Islam? Is it logical in Islam to deal with things in logic?
عثمان
أيوة.
بقول لك شو اسمه انه Christian Press, there's an echo on you.
There's an echo?
Yeah, there's an echo.
Guys, do you have an echo in there's an echo? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me check my setting. I don't know why. Okay.
عثمان بقول لك انه شو رايك بالمنطق انت بالاسلام؟
هو عنده سؤال يعني عنها أو أي حاجة؟
شو رايك انت بالمنطق بالاسلام؟
Do you apply logic in Islam or you don't apply logic?
هل انت بتطبق المنطق على الاسلام؟ He says yeah. Yes.
Yes. So why the Muslim, they say it's not logical to believe in the Trinity?
عثمان بيقولوا لك انه ليش المسلمين بيقولوا انه مش منطق عشان مش منطق انك تؤمن بالثلاثة الثلاثية حقيقتهم المسيحيين.
كان في حاجة معينة كده، كان في ثواني في إنجيل لوقا كان بيقول لك إن ما فيش إن لا الابن ولا الملائكة في السماء يعرفوها إلا الأب. ودلوقتي استنى بس، دلوقتي مفسرين فسروها على إن الابن الناسوت منه هو بس اللي ما يعرفش، واللاهوت منه هو اللي يعرف. دلوقتي الروح القدس بيعرف الموعد الساعة ولا لأ؟ اللي جاوب موعد الروح القدس يعرف الساعة ولا لأ؟ دلوقتي مفيش منه ده ناسوت ولا لاهوت، هو بيقول الأب بس هو اللي يعرف. اللي جاوب
شو ترجمة بالضبط؟ شوي
قول له دلوقتي يعني عشان كده هي مش منطقية.
شو كله
يعني قول له ان هي مش انا بالنسبه لي مش منطقيه، لان مفيش حد في الثالوث الترينيتي يعرف موعد الساعه غير الاب. وهو دلوقتي المفسرين فسروها على ان اسمه ده الاب، قصدي الابن الناسوت اللي هو الهيومانتي اللي هو الانسانيه منه هي اللي ما تعرفش، اما الالوهيه اللي فيه هي اللي تعرف موعد الساعه. دلوقتي انا مش مهتم بالكلام ده، دلوقتي الروح القدس الهولي سبيريت يعرف موعد الساعه ولا لا؟ ولو ما يعرفش موعد الساعة فازاي هو إله؟
Okay, Christian Prince is saying that according to the Trinity, and the only one who knows the hour is the Father. But was asking about like about the Holy Spirit. Does it know the hour or what?
Well, I will go with him, and I want him to agree with me. Then, based in his logic, that the one who do not know the hour, he cannot be God. Ask him if he agree with me. The one who do not know the hour, he cannot be God.
عثمان الشخص اللي ما بيعرف الساعة ما بيقدر يكون الله.
ايوه.
Okay, great. But this is what happened to your God in the Quran. In the Quran, your God do not know the hour. As an example, if we go here in the Quran and tell him, I'm using his logic, not mine. In the
بقول لك
Quran,
إنه بيستخدم المنطق تبعك إنه القرآن الله ما بيعرف الساعة.
in the chapter of the moon, Allah said, not Muhammad, that the hour drawn near and the moon has been cleft asunder. So in Arabic it says, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. So Allah he announced that this is a sign of the day of judgment, but never happened. Nothing happened. Neither the moon split, no proof of it. And if it happened, the judgment day did not start. So it was a fake announcement, fake prophecy from a fake prophet about the start of the day of judgment. Go ahead.
عثمان بقول لك إنه الله بيقول اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر إنها علامة عن الساعة
انت ممكن
والقمر.
تتكلم براحه شويه واتكلم براحه. انا براحه شويه.
بقول لك إنه مكتوب إنه الله قال إنه اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر، بس بقول إنه اقتربت الساعة إنه فعليا هو ما بيعرف بالضبط وانت الساعة، وبقول إنه شو اسمه إنه ما في أي دليل إنه القمر فعليا انشق.
يا حبيبي
لا تنسى عفوا لا تنسى أنا قلت ليس هناك دليل، وهذه علامة فاسدة من علامات الساعة لأن الساعة لم تقترب، وهذا 1400 عام.
لا يوجد دليل على ايه؟ على المون السوليد. ايوه على القمر يعني. تمام. دلوقتي اول حاجه ده مش بيثبت خالص ان الله ما يعرفش موعد الساعه، لان دي علامه من علامات الساعه، مش معناها انها اتنفذت يبقى هي كده خلاص اتعملت. ان الساعه اتعملت، هو بيقول اقتربت، يجي بيقول ان يعني لو انشق القمر فكده اقتربت، وهو انشق القمر معنى كده ان هي اقتربت الساعه. دلوقتي في موضوع انشقاق القمر ده دقيقه ثواني هبعت لك دلوقتي الدليل.
ابعتوا على الشات نفسه بالفويس شات.
ماشي، بس هو انا اقدر ابعت فيديو، اقدر ابعت روابط وصور ولا لا؟
Christian Prince, can he send links?
My friend, I know them. Those are fabricated and they have no validity, because splitting the moon, he will give me a website showing me a valley in the moon, but this is not really what the split of the moon is. The split of the moon is you have two pieces totally separated from each other, not a crack, not a valley. We have the biggest crack in the earth. It's called the Grand Canyon. This is not the earth is splitting. So where is the moon split? You said you want to show me? You want to show me pictures from NASA that there is a valley in the moon? That is the most silly argument. What is the proof that the moon is split? Nobody saw it. Nobody witnessed it. This is the only thing you can find Muslim books. And nobody witnessed it in the world. India is across the street from Saudi Arabia, from Mecca. Egypt is across the street from Mecca. Damascus is across the street from Mecca. Yemen is across the street from Mecca. And this is the moon. The whole world will see it. Not only local. This is the moon. This is not a lamp in the street of Mecca. This is the moon. And if that happened, disasters will happen. Tsunami will happen. The earth will collapse, because one part of the moon will hit the earth and the other part, God knows where will go. So the second you change the size of the moon, because when we have two pieces now, remember this is a split. This is not a crack. Split. Translate to him.
تمام.
ايوه
انت فهمت هو شو بيقول ولا؟ عشان اترجم لك.
ما فهمتش كل حاجه بصراحه.
بقول لك انه شو اسمه حرفيا انه الموجود بالقمر هو مش الانشقاق، هو يعني كيف اقول لك اياها، مش انه انقسم نصين، في بعض الشكوك الصغيرة فياته، بس هذا الاشي ما هو دليل كافي انه يقول إنه القمر انشق نصين، وبيقول إنه في شقوق على الأرض
انا معايا
كتيرة
دلوقتي ادله كافيه،
عميقة.
معايا ادله كافيه، معايا ادله كافيه. انا عايز دلوقتي ابعت صوره وابعت رابط. الرابط ده مش هيبقى رابط ويب سايت، رابط فيديو.
is
لا
in
انا
the
دلوقتي عايز
is in
ابعت
the is in the
رابط
the
فيديو
proof.
ورابط.
Okay, listen, Uthman, is in the proof you have a moon splitting. The moon is two pieces.
ايوه
Is the moon right now two pieces?
إحنا القمر نصين هسه.
يا حبيبي، طب ما هو دلوقتي الفيديو
What video? What video? Listen, is the moon now, Mr. Video? Is the moon now to is the moon now to be?
ان القمر بيصغر، ان القمر بيصغر، القمر بيصغر القمر بيصغر بسبب انشقاق.
Guys, he is saying the moon is splitting because the moon is shrinking because the moon split. Listen, first of all, the moon did not split and the moon is still there. Secondly, look what you just said. He just destroyed his religion because according to your religion, the moon will be there until the day of judgment. So if the moon is shrinking and disappearing, that means your God, he gave a fallacy again, according to the Quran. But look what happened. According to the hadith, when the moon split, the mountain of Hara appear between the two pieces of the moon, which means the distance between them, it was massive. When I see 1 inch from my side or 5 centimeters from my side, this is properly 1 billion kilometers in the space. So if I get my eyes close to the hole of the door, yes, it's a hole of the door, but the distance, the farther the distance, I can see the massive sky. Even though my eye is close to a size of a hole. Go ahead.
دلوقتي انا مش عايز دلوقتي مقاطعة. تمام. Can you don't interrupt me.
Go ahead.
دلوقتي انت ماشي بتقول ان دلوقتي انا متفق معاك حاليا في الوقت الحالي مش منقسم. تمام. الوقت الحالي مش منقسم. دلوقتي انت دلوقتي يعني تقول ان هو لو في الماضي انقسم، في الوقت الحالي لازم يكون منقسم. تمام. دلوقتي بقى في سفر التكوين الاصحاح الاول الايه 11 يقول لك لتنبت الارض عشبا بقلا يبرز برسا وشجره ذا ثمره يعمل ثمرا كجنسه وبرزوا في الافعال فيها على الارض. ده معناه ان اي نبات على الارض يكون حلال اكله. معناه كده ان في نباتات سامه على الارض. معناه كده ان النباتات السامه دي على الارض دي حلال انها تتاكل. دلوقتي هل دلوقتي قديما هو ما كانش يعني اللي كتب
You are changing topic. You are changing topic, and you are supposedly. No. Hold on. You see. You are first of all. You are supposedly a translator.
أنا بدي مثل.
Hold on. Okay. No. Okay. If you want to give an example, give it in English, so we can laugh together because people they need to understand. So you speak English. If you want to give an example, so you change from what we are talking about to talk about the Old Testament about plants. That is funny, but focus with me. The moon split. Is the moon splitting right now? The answer no. Is it true that the Muslim they saw the moon split and the split was so massive to the point that the mountain of Hara appeared between the two pieces of the moon? Yes, we have reference for that. So now, did Allah in the Quran says he put the moon together? Again, did Allah in the Quran say that after he split the moon, Allah he put the moon together, or the moon split and that's it?
بيسألك إنه هل بالقرآن إنه الله رجع القمر بعد ما شقه نصين، رجع القمر إنه رجعه أو إنه ما رجعه؟
في الوقت بقى انا مش عايز مقاطعه. في الوقت ذات نفسه يعني الوقت ذات نفسه ما رجعوش. في الوقت ذات نفسه ده كان مقسوم نصين. دلوقتي لما بعد الوقت دلوقتي القمر يتقلص عنه بسبب الالتحام ما بين الكتلتين اللي بقوا ما بين الجبل. دلوقتي ما بين الجبل دول اتلحموا مع بعض، فدلوقتي القمر حجمه بيصغر بسبب ده. وانا دلوقتي اديتك مثل بسفر التكوين بده ان هي حاجه دلوقتي كانت ساعتها كانت حلال ودلوقتي بقت حرام، او مش عارف بقى اذا كانت حرام ولا لا عندكم. دلوقتي عندنا زمان كان مقسوم، دلوقتي مش مقسوم في الوقت الحالي. بس دلوقتي في اثار للقصد
لسه أتمنى.
دلوقتي ابعت لك دلوقتي فيديو بتاع ناسا، الفيديو ذات نفسه بتاع ناسا بيقول لك ان هم لسه ايه. ايوه
صوتك بيقطع.
Let me, that to save you from the translation. So guys, he said, he have a video from NASA. It says that the moon is split. There's no such a thing. The moon never split, and I can go right now to NASA website, and I will show you that the moon never split. Same time, you say, you post it. Nobody's holding, nobody's holding you. You can post it. Post it. Go ahead. No. Post it. Go ahead. No, post it. Okay.
ماشي حاضر.
Okay. I'm waiting. Are you there?
ايوه ثواني بس بدي الروح.
My friend, just to save you the time, and let me save you the time and okay, let us save you the time and the embarrassment. Here we go. Listen, I have it too. Here we go. This is NASA. This is NASA. This is NASA. This is NASA. No problem. We open it. No current scientific evidence report that the moon was split into or more parts, and then resemble any point in the past. So this is, and we can go to NASA. All of this is absolutely false. So there's no splitting. Nothing happened. All of you are making things up, make things up. No evidence. This is all is copy from NASA. So you Muslim, you fabricate things and you add things. In the top of that, when Allah, he said that the moon is split, Allah never said that he put the moon together. So Allah. All right. He sent the video. All right. He sent the video and the moon is split. All right.
That the moon has slightly shrunk in the recent geologic past, and in fact may still be actively shrinking today. The research, led by Dr. Tom Waters from the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, involved searching thousands of lunar images for specific fault structures called lobate scarps.
We know the moon is shrinking by looking at the lobate scarps in detail. They actually reflect the crustal materials of the moon being pushed together.
Yeah. So here we go. Okay. Let us put it there. Hold on. This is not a dalil. This is against you.
Reconnaissance orbiter reveal tantalizing hints that the moon has slightly shrunk in the recent geologic past, and in fact may.
And remember, NASA, they are speaking about events happened billions of years ago. Your prophet exists 1400 years ago. I mean, this is how silly. This is how silly you Muslims are. Do those people believe in 1,000-year evidence, or they are talking about millions? And they did not say the moon split. Read carefully. Watch carefully.
Still be actively shrinking today. The research, led by Dr. Tom Waters from the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, involved searching thousands of lunar images for specific fault structures called lobate scarps.
We know the moon is shrinking by looking at the lobate scarps in detail. They actually reflect the crustal materials of the moon being pushed together, breaking, and being thrust over one another. So that indicates that something has been causing the moon to actually contract or shrink.
Finding that the lobate scarps are globally distributed indicates that contraction of the lunar surface is happening on a global scale, and this is critical knowledge to understand the geologic history of the moon. The next steps in this research will be to more accurately assess the age of these scarps, to help determine how geologically active the moon might still be today.
What's exciting about these findings for me is that the moon is not a dead body. It's not an object where everything that happened on the moon happened billions of years ago. These scarps could be younger than a billion years. They could be, in fact, as young as a couple of 100 million years old.
Couple of 100 million years. The Abdul, he gave us a video talking about something happened couple of hundreds of millions of years. Guys, did you hear it?
هو فين ده في الفيديو؟ انا ما شفتش ده في الفيديو الصراحه.
He just said that. He just said that. Okay, let me play it again. Let me play it again. Okay. Could be younger than a billion years. Do you see it? Let me screen up. I'm showing you the text. Could be younger than a billion. And he did not even mention the word split yet. He is not talking about split. There's no split. So it could be younger than a billion years. And then he continues saying, listen.
Years, they could be, in fact, as young as a couple of 100 million years.
A couple of hundred of millions of years. So look like your prophet, he split the moon 10, maybe 1,000, 100, a billion year ago, maybe 800 millions ago. You Muslims are weird, and you are so desperate. You are so desperate. Listen. You are so desperate to fabricate evidence. You Muslims don't even know what you are watching, and this is the proof that Muslims are blind. I mean, how dare you to bring me a video proving that Islam is false? Because according to this guy, the earth and the heaven is created billions of years ago. Do you agree with that?
هو agree عاوز ايه؟ معلش ترجم لي. ما فهمتش كل الكلام.
Do you agree what he said, that the earth and the moon is created hundreds of billions of years ago? Do you agree with that as a Muslim? With what the scientist said?
هل انت يا عثمان انه بتآمن الارض يعني كونت قبل ملايين او ملايين السنين او مليارات السنين؟
مئات الملايين. billions not مئات. billions. He said billions.
ايوه مئات الملايين. ايوه
ماشي. You agree with that?
ايوه agree.
Okay, but isn't it your prophet, he said that he created the earth and the heaven in 6 days?
طب ما انت عندك برضه نفس الكلام.
Yeah, but we don't believe in billions of years. We don't believe in that. We believe you know, hold on. I want you to tell me where you get the word billions in your religion. If Allah, he said 6 days, where you Muslim get the word billions?
طب خلينا طب خلينا طيب عشان انت مش هتفضل تتكلم كتير كده ومش هتخلينا اتكلم.
Go ahead, give me an answer.
ماشي. دلوقتي كلمة يوم في اللغة العربية لها معنيين. يوم معناها 24 ساعة أو حقبة كبيرة من الزمن. دلوقتي أنت عندك كلمة 6 أيام معناها يوم معناها 24 ساعة بالظبط. أما أنا عندي كلمة يوم معناها حقبة كبيرة من الزمن أو 24 ساعة. أنا دلوقتي ممكن أجيب لك دلوقتي من كتاب لسان العرب.
My friend, are you done?
أيوة.
Translate for him, Gav. Translate for him.
He's saying that the word yom or a day in English for Arabic language it has two meanings. One of the meanings is 24 hours, which is a day, and the other one like for a long period of time.
No problem. You see, I'm going to show everybody that Muslims, when they try to lie, their lie is so silly. So the first lie did not work. Now he said the Quran agree. Hold on. My friend. No problem. I'm not saying you are wrong. No, I'm saying you are lying. Because simply you ignore what the Quran is saying. The Quran is saying that one day for Allah is equal to 1,000 years of your time. So if Allah, he say, one day of Allah is equal to 1,000 years of your time, and then you say to me, one day is equal to billions, according to Islam. That means you are making fun of Allah. You don't believe in the Quran. The Quran is wrong, and the scientist is right.
اسمع دلوقتي 1000 سنة دي معناها 1000 سنة من يوم من العذاب معناها ب1000 سنة. دلوقتي في آية تانية بتقول إن اليوم ب50000 سنة. فهي دلوقتي بتختلف من اليوم لليوم، أي يوم تاني. أما دلوقتي الأيام دي يوم بحد ذاته من غير تفسير ما تسكرش خالص.
Are you done? All right. But Allah, He is not saying this is only about the day of judgment. He is saying that one day for Allah is equal to 1,000 years. And this exists in the Quran in many places. So if we go in the Quran, let us show you more verses. Let us see. You will see that the angels goes to Allah in a day equal to 1,000 years of your counting. So Allah, He gave us His calendar, and His calendar is that each day of Allah days is equal to 1,000 years, and this is all over the Quran. So if I hold on, if I go and take the word, what?
اقرأها كاملة يا حبيبي، اقرأها كاملة.
What كاملة?
Read the full verse.
What? Yeah, so what? So what? In your counting, 1,000 years of your counting.
اقرأها كاملة.
I just did.
الآية كتبتها.
Verily the day of your Lord. You said this is about the punishment, no problem. But still, one day of your Lord, is equal to 1,000 years of you.
اقرأها كاملة.
I did. You read it. Go ahead, read it. You read it. Who's holding you? You read it. Go ahead. No. You enjoy reading the Quran. No. You tell me. Okay, you tell me. Does it say, according to Islam, is one day to Allah equal to 1,000 years for us? Yes or no? Go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead. Yeah. اقرأها يا رجل اقرأ. هل تستطيع القراءة؟ تفضل.
ماشي. الله. دلوقتي استنى عشان النت بطيء.
What?
دلوقتي بيقول لك ويستعجلونك بالعذاب ولن يخلف الله وعده وإنما يوم عند ربك كألف سنة مما تعدون. دلوقتي سياق الآية في العذاب، يوم من العذاب. سياق الآية في العذاب مش في العادي. دلوقتي دليل على كده، اصبر، دليل على كده. دلوقتي بيقول لك في ايه، في سورة دي، سورة المعارج، الآية رقم 4 بيقول لك تعرج الملائكة والروح إليه في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة.
and
يعني مش اليوم ذات نفسه بيبقى دلوقتي مش اليوم ذات نفسه 1000 سنة. هو دلوقتي يعني يوم العذاب ب1000 سنة، ودلوقتي يوم يعني تعرج الملائكة والروح إليها في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. بس كده.
You are done?
أيوه.
Okay. So now you try to fix it. You make it more stupid because simply you just said that there's a contradiction in the Quran. One verse says that a day for Allah is equal to 50,000 years, and one verse says a day for Allah is equal to 1,000 years. And the excuse is that the day, the day you are saying to me that the day of Allah is about the day of judgment, but the 50,000 years is about the day of judgment too. So your God Allah, He is so confused, and the Quran says, if this is a book made by other than Allah.
أنا ما قلتش كده. دلوقتي بيقول لك يوم من العذاب ب1000 سنة، ودلوقتي بيقول لك تعرج الملائكة والروح فيها، يعني يوم العرش بقى 50,000 سنة. مش يوم العذاب هو اللي ب1000 سنة، يوم العرش ب50,000 سنة، يوم العذاب ب1000 سنة.
Still, it's for Allah, it's one day. Your day is 1,000 years. So Allah, one day for him, one day for him, one day for him. Doesn't matter. One day for Allah is 1,000 years in one place. One day for Allah is a 50,000 years for Allah. Still, we are far away from the billions and billions of years. Now, let me ask you to make it simple. Did your God Allah, which day Allah started creating the earth and the heaven? You said to me that the days today is representing the sunset and the 24 hours. According to Islam, did Allah use normal days when he created the earth, or he used the thousands or billions of years count of one day? When you say 6 days, is it equal to 24 hours where the sun set, or it is have nothing to do with the 24 hours?
اتكلم
Go ahead.
ممكن بس تقول لي عليه.
وقال شو اسمه انه انت تقول انه الله لما خلق الايام هاي لما خلق الارض 6 ايام، هل هي الايام هاي ال 24 ساعة ولا شو اسمه مئات هاي كألف سنة؟
ولا ده ولا ده.
What is that? Give me the answer. What is this, guys? He said neither this, neither that. So if it is not, if Allah did not use one day, what it is? You said not billions of years, not one day. Where do you get the answer from?
عليه.
بقول لك انت بما انك قلت لا هاي ولا هاي، طب منين اجابتك؟ جيب له دليل.
انا دلوقتي انت لو تفهم، انا دلوقتي بقول يوم العذاب ب1000 سنة، يوم العرش ب50.
بس هو سألك سؤال صريح انه الايام هذول ايام 24 ساعة ولا ايام ثانية؟ ايام السنين.
لا ايام ثانية.
Hold on. Let me show you that those are 24 hours. And I want to repeat the question again before we go there. Let me make it clear. When Allah created the earth and the heaven, did he use normal days like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, or he did not? The mic is yours.
عثمان هو بيسألك انه الله لما خلق الكون هو خلقه بالايام مثل الاحد الاثنين الثلاثة والاربعاء والخميس والجمعة ولا شيء ثاني؟
ايوه.
He did. So what is Saturday according to Allah? He said he did. Allah, he used Saturday, Sunday, etc. So what is Saturday according to Allah?
السبت شو بمثل لله؟
حقبة كبيرة من الزمن تسمى بساتردي عادي. حقبة كبيرة من الزمن تسمى بساتردي.
A long period of time called Saturday.
So it have nothing to do with the sunset.
ما له علاقة بغروب الشمس؟
لا.
لا.
ما أعرفش صراحة.
No, you have to give me an answer. You are the ones debating me. Don't tell me I do not know. Because if the sunset is involved, that means you are lying to me all the time, wasted my time. Is it about the sunset and the sunrise 24 hours or it's not?
لو قصدي على 24 ساعة لا.
Is it about the sunset and the sunrise, yes or no?
غروب وشروق الشمس ولا لا؟
ما اتذكرش والله.
Now you do not know? A second ago you said to me, you confirmed it's not about one day. One day for Allah is a huge number of years, and now you cannot tell me, you cannot confirm if it is the sunset timing, which is 24 hours or not.
هي مش 24 ساعة، مش 24 ساعة.
Is it the sunset? No, you see, if the sunset is involved, that means it says 24 hours.
Really?
Wait, come again, Christian Prince.
If we are talking about the sunrise and the sunset, well, this is a 24 hours.
أصلاً بقول لك هو إنه شروق وغروب الشمس هو يعني إذا بنتكلم عن هاي الأشياء معناتها هاي 24 ساعة.
على فكرة أصلا كانش الكلام ده موجود ساعتها، كانش لسه، ده كان في البداية.
What do you mean you cannot figure that? So why Allah call it Saturday and Sunday and Friday and etc. If there is no days and there is no what doesn't exist, when Allah created Adam, how many years took him?
لما الله خلق آدم كم سنة قعد؟
إيه؟
لما الله خلق آدم شو سنة كانت ما بين ما يخلقه؟
هو كنت تعرفه كان يوم جمعة، كان آخر ساعة.
He said, okay, hold on, guys. Look what he said. He asked him when Adam was created. He said it was a Friday at the last hour. So suddenly now we are talking about hours. A second ago we are talking about billions of years. Now we are talking about hours. I thought we don't believe in 24 hours. Where you get this from? That he created him in the last hour.
المايك عنده بيعلم.
هو بقول لك انت منين جبت الساعة؟ عشان قبل شوي يعني انت ما كنتش مؤمن بال 24 ساعة.
يا ابني طب ما هي دلوقتي كلمة يوم نفسها كلمة ساعة، كلمة يوم برضو يعني ممكن تكون كحقبة زمنية كبيرة، وكلمة ساعة طب ما كلها وقت. ايه العبط ده؟
Did Adam say to Allah, finish me before the sun set?
هو بيقول انه هل آدم قال الله انه انهيني قبل غروب الشمس؟
لا أظن.
لا أظن. Guys, he don't think so. Let us get him busted. So Muslim, they try to lie. They try to lie. You can translate to him. They try to lie. Yes, you said, yeah, you said no. You said you don't think so. You just said you don't think so.
أيوة ماشي فيها إيه؟
Okay, let us see. In front of everybody, you have to apologize. The same what happened last time when you called me. You did lie and we got you busted. You claim in the beginning that there's no war, the Israeli will not attack, etc. And then we show you the reference from the Quran. Remember, we got you busted huge time and you Muslim did not apologize. 4 of you, I destroy you. Now, here we go. This is your prophet saying clearly that Allah, he created Adam Friday afternoon. I asked you in the beginning, is it the same day as we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday? He said, no. And now you just say it. They don't have that time like now. Here it says that Allah created Adam Friday afternoon. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all of them, they are normal days. And the proof of that, Allah created Adam Friday afternoon. And not only that, because your God is so slow, Adam was so worried and he said to Allah, finish me before the sun set. Did Adam say to Allah, finish me before the sun set?
هل آدم قال الله إنه يعني خلص خلقي قبل ما قبل غروب الشمس ولا لا؟ You could show him the Arabic.
No, he can answer, no problem. You can show him the answer, no problem. He knew the hadith. Trust me, he knew the hadith. He is just mudallis, he is trying to hide the truth. You want to say the billions of years, which is one day, obviously, the day, sunrise, sunset. And here you see actually how silly the Quran is, because Allah, he created the light in Wednesday. That was making fun of the Bible, if you remember. He said, your book says that God, he created the sun in the 4th day. So there is no light in this earth without for 4 days. And the Muslim, you clap, yeah. But this is what your religion teach. So that was making fun of you. And now we see that you Muslim lying about what is a day for Allah is against what your prophet is saying. So now you are accusing. Look what you did. You are saying that the scientist is right. Your prophet is a false prophet. The scientist, when he said billions of years, is right, according to you. And when your prophet says it is hours, it is day, 24 hours, he is lying. Thank you very much for saying that. Go ahead.
دلوقتي انت كنت بتسألني في الاول اذا كانت فيها يعني غروب شمس وطلوع شمس ولا لا. دلوقتي ساعتها ما كانش فيه كانش فيه غروب شمس طلوع شمس اصلا كده. تمام، هذا في الاول. اما في ده بيقول لك في اخر ساعه، يعني ساعتها كان موجود. دلوقتي فهو بيقول لك في اخر الليل. في ساعتها دلوقتي كان بيقول لك يعني اتمها.
Just to show, translate, Gav, so we can laugh.
Oh, he's saying that in the beginning there wasn't like a sunset or something like that because it wasn't created yet, and like in the end, it was created, and that's why like he said like before the sunset.
Yeah, you see the problem, how silly what he said? The problem now that Allah, he gave them names, Saturday, Sunday, and he called the last day Friday. So if you are saying that the last day is not the same as the rest of the days, that will be more silly and more stupid. Especially here it says that between the afternoon and night. And even when you say to me that the sun was not exist, well, the sun is exist since which day? Can you tell me? When the sun came to exist, when the sun came to existence, listen, the sun came to existence right away in Tuesday. So when your prophet say, so now when Allah, he caused the animal to spread, it was which day? Wednesday. And then Thursday, Allah created Adam. Do you agree with Adam? Do you agree that Thursday Allah created Adam? You agree? Do you agree?
Wait. Come again, please.
Okay. Do you agree? First of all, do you agree with this hadith?
Ahmed, هل بتوافق الحديث هذا؟
Yes.
Okay. The Quran says Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. Do you agree with the Quran? Like he said yes. Okay. Count with me how many days we have. We start at Saturday. This is number 1. I want you to use your fingers. I want people in the chat to count with me. So the first day is Saturday. All right. The second day is Sunday. This is 2. The third day is Monday. This is number 3. Do you agree?
No.
All right. The fourth day is Tuesday. That's 4. Do I agree?
No.
The fifth day is Wednesday. Do you agree?
No.
Now we have 5. The sixth day is Thursday. Do you agree?
No.
The seventh day is a Friday. Do you agree?
يا باشا ده كان في آخر ساعة. طب ما أنت برضه
It doesn't matter. It says, listen. It says Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and end with Friday. This is 7 days. The Quran says Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. So the Quran contradict what Muhammad said, and Muhammad is a liar again. So look what happened now. It is a normal day. It is Saturday and Sunday and Monday. And now we see the sun is involved. Even Adam, he asked Allah to finish him before the sun set. So all of it is about the timing of the sun.
جيبها كده بالعربي. جيبها كده بالعربي.
Huh?
جيبها بالعربي. لا عايز هذا بالعربي.
You want what?
عايز النص الثاني بالعربي.
Okay, no problem. Here we go. My friend, open it for you. Here we go. This is the link. Open it from your side. Here we go. And you can open it from your side in Arabic because people they don't know Arabic, so I'm showing them the English. Open it. Okay, open the link and read. Here we go. I gave you the link. It's in Discord. Take your time. And Adam, he said to Allah, finish me before the sun set.
طب جيب لي كده بقى الآية بتقول إيه؟
Suddenly, our friend here, the Muslim, he do not know what the Quran is saying about 6 days.
لا أنا عارف بس أنا عايز أشوف بتقول إيه.
You do not, you want to see? Okay. Well, it's all over the Quran saying Allah created the earth and the heaven and what is between them. And what is between them? There's no exception. In 6 days, look how many. Chapter 7, verse 54. Chapter 10, verse 3. Chapters 11, verse number 7. What?
Choose one. Choose an ayah.
Choose any ayah? Which one you want? I will open the one he like. Tell me which one you want.
ما أي واحدة بدك أنت.
تمام ماشي. دلوقتي بيقول اسمه ده the earth والheaven واللي فيهم صح؟
The earth and what?
صح. heaven.
What?
أقولها له ازاي؟ قول له يا ابني.
شو بتقول؟
ترجم. يا ابني السماء
مالها السماء؟ مالها يا اخويا مالها؟
يا ابني هو دلوقتي بيقول اللي فيهم. هو دلوقتي طب استنى دلوقتي. هو دلوقتي آدم كان فين ساعتها؟
It's not created yet. Adam wasn't created. As we see, Adam was created. Adam was not created until the last day. Until the last day. Until the last day. So now.
قول لي يوم الجمعة كان فين؟ يوم الجمعة كان فين؟ لما اتخلق
Is the seventh day. Is the seventh day.
لما اتخلق كان فين؟ أنا بقول عايز مكان.
Where he was?
مكان.
In heaven, according to Islam, in heaven.
ايوه الهيفن اللي هي ايه بالعربي؟ قولها كده بالعربي.
السماء.
لا غلط.
Really?
Paradise.
Paradise. In the Quran it says paradise.
انت
Can you show me where it says the word paradise in the Quran that Allah he created Adam a paradise? I wanna see it.
يا عم ماشي تمام.
All right. I like to make the Muslim dig more under their feet. Look what he is doing to himself now. Just wait. Just watch. His feet is shaking. His tooth, his last tooth is going to go in few seconds from now.
افتح كده. افتح chapter 2 35.
Chapter 2.
53.
All right. This is 2 and this is 53. Read it for us. 53, right?
35.
30, okay.
35.
All right. Read it for us. Go ahead.
شفت؟
What?
اقرأ.
What?
كمان اقرأ بالعربي.
Read it.
يا ابني طب مش هي قدام؟
The word Jannah is not paradise. Jannah is a Junaina. It is something you cannot see. It is in the. This is not paradise. This is not paradise. This is not the word paradise in the Quran never mentioned. The word Jannah is just a garden. Okay, now is the garden is in the sky or it's not? Is the garden you are talking about in the sky or not?
طب ممكن دقيقة واحدة. انت دلوقتي يعني قولها لي كده بالانجليزي في السطر الثاني. انت ايه بيقول لك؟
هل كانت الجنة في السماء أم على الأرض؟ Is the Jannah in heaven or
فوقيها.
What?
فوقيها.
Above it.
Where above it?
Above the heavens, I think it means.
Where there is something above the heaven?
كمان.
يا ابني فوق السما ذات نفسها السما.
I agree. Okay, you said to me, I said to you, it's in the sky. You said no. Now you say yes.
هو بيقول ايه؟ هو قال ايه؟
كمان قصدك السماء ولا السماء انه من ناحية الجنة؟ أي واحدة.
No. He said listen, you are not translating correctly. I don't know what's wrong with you. Focus, my friend. I am saying that is the heaven is in the sky. He just said yes.
انا ارتب كلامك. طيب رتب كلامك وقوله لي. رتب انت هتقولي وقوله لي وانت ترجم.
Do you agree that the heaven is in the sky or you don't?
بتآمن انه الجنة بالسماء ولا لا؟
طب استعمل لفظ الهيفن بدل البارادايس بدل الهيفن والسكاي هي الهيفن. تمام.
So is the Jannah is in the heaven or in the sky? It doesn't matter. Same word. The Quran uses sama. So is it inside or it is something totally different?
هو بيقول ايه؟
الجنة هي بالسماء ولا شيء ثاني؟
ايه بتقول ايه؟
الجنة هي بالسماء ولا شيء ثاني؟
لا فوقيها خالص، فوق السبعة.
Give me a reference where it says that the garden of Adam and Eve were above the heaven. That is the most funny ever I heard. And if you could not give me a reference for that, that means you are fabricating things against your religion.
وبيقول ايه بقى؟
أعطيه مصدرك وين شفت إنه اسمه وين شفت أنا فوق السماء؟
حديث الإسراء والمعراج.
أعطيه المصدر، أرسل له اللينك.
ماشي.
So, okay, guys, he said that the reference for that is the story of Muhammad going to the sky. According to your prophet, the paradise was above the sky, above the heaven.
بيقول ايه؟
بيقول إنه مش محمد طلع للجنة.
ايوه، ما هي كانت دي فوق لما طلع السبعة. ما انا بقول كده، انا بقول انها فوق السبعة.
Translate to people what you stop.
هي فوق السبعة، الجنة فوق السبع
سبعة
سماوات.
شو؟
السبع سماوات يا ابني، مش هي في سبع سماوات؟ هي دلوقتي الجنة فوق السبع سماوات.
So, according to you, Adam was alive when your prophet, he went to heaven. He saw Adam above the 7 heavens, correct?
اما هو انت دلوقتي، طب ما تقرا اللي قدامك دي، اقرا اللي انت فاتح عليها سكرين، اقرا عشان تفهم.
No. You see, you need to give me a, you see what it says in front of me. It says that he was in heaven and then Allah, he sent him down to earth. But the verse saying Allah created whatever, everything, and between in 6 days. The Quran doesn't say I created this in the earth alone and etc. It says I created everything. When we put the word 6 days, here we go. You will see Allah keep repeating that everything, nothing left. He created in 6 days. So you are fabricating everything because before that, there was nothing. Read carefully. Allah created everything. You are saying to me Allah forgot now to count what he created? Allah, he created the heavens and the earth and what between them in 6 days.
اسأله انت عارف الفرق ما بين الهيفن والبارادايس ولا لا؟
Do you know what's the difference between heavens and paradise?
No, you tell me what the difference between heaven and paradise. Go ahead.
أتمنى أشرح له.
هيفن معناها سماء. هيفن معناها سماء.
Heaven معناها سماء. So heaven means sky. Okay, and paradise mean what? Huh?
أنا جاوبت يا ابني.
What? Hello? What is your answer?
He said to me, say Jannah.
Jannah?
Yeah.
What? Listen. He said that he saw, he speak about Adam what he was. When he's a prophet, he went up to heaven, correct? Okay, Adam, according to that story, in which heaven he was, in which sky he was.
I mean, he was saying that he's above the 7 heavens.
Where it says he was above.
أتمنى. وين يقول إنه هو كان فوق ال7 سماوات؟
خليه يفتح حديث الإسراء والمعراج.
All right, let us open the hadith of Isra and Mi'raj. Let us go there. All right, let us see. And by the way, the story of Al-Isra and Mi'raj proving that Islam is false again, because Muhammad was able to go to the maximum location where Allah is in a few hours, while the Quran says the angels take them 1,000 years to go and 1,000 years to come back. So how the angel was able to go all the way and come back with Muhammad in less than 8 hours. That is other issue, but we will discuss that later because things is getting more stupid. So now I want you to read with me the hadith of Al-Isra al-Mi'raj. Let me pause the hadith for you, and this is Al-Bukhari. And remember, it is you who asked me to open the hadith. It was not me. So where, no problem, where, which heaven is the heaven where he took him, he saw Adam? No problem, you read it, go ahead.
He says scroll down.
Okay, go down, okay, go down. Where? Tell me where to stop, Where do you want to stop? Huh? Okay, this is the end, okay, and? Adam was where? Adam, when your prophet, he met Adam, where he was. No, Adam, he was where he belonged. Everyone belonged to a heaven. Those are 7 heavens, and all of them, they are inside the sky. They are not above the sky. And even the one you mentioned to me, you are saying above the sky. Let me ask you, before Allah created anything, what was there? Was there anything? What was there? Huh?
Come again, Christian friends.
Let us make it more simple. You are saying to me that when Allah he speak about he created everything, he forgot to mention that he created Adam in additional day. Is that what you are saying?
أثمان هل الله لما خلق الكون كله وشو اسمه هل نسي إنه يخلق يعني آدم
No. That's not what I said. You are giving false translation, my friend. What's wrong with you? I am saying, are you saying that when Allah he said he created everything in 6 days, everything, he forgot to mention the creation of Adam, that it was in day number 7?
That's why I said هل انت يا عثمان بتؤمن انه شو اسمه الله خلق الكون كله ب6 ايام بس انه نسي يقول انه خلق ادم فاحتاج يوم زياده؟
لا مش الكون يقول لا ترجم صح.
Okay, if we go and read the interpretation, he says no, Allah did not say he created everything. If we open any interpretation, if there's anyone agree with you, if there's one scholar agree with your lies.
ما تدلسش انا ما قلتش دلوقتي كده، انا دلوقتي بقول على جاف، اصلا بتكلم على جاف دلوقتي، هو ترجم غلط دلوقتي، مش الكون ذات نفسه، قولها صح.
Let us make it simple. When Allah created Adam in the Quran, did he mention that when he said he created everything in 6 days, everything, did he forget to mention Adam? Because he said everything. And then Allah, he went to his throne. That means he is done. According to you, Allah did not finish yet. So the Quran is a lie, because according to the Quran, when Allah he created everything in 6 days, he went to his throne and he took a nap. Listen. Okay. So when Allah he said, let me repeat. Allah he said, he created everything in 6 days. And then he did sit on the throne. Are you saying to me that Allah he created Adam after he sat in the throne?
بيقول الله خلق آدم بعد ما قعد على العرش ولا؟ After?
أيوه.
Okay, guys, he just said Allah created Adam after he sat on the throne. But the Quran says Allah created Adam by his hands. and Allah using his hands mixing mud when he is in the throne? And the Quran says, and the tafsir says, and all the scholars says that when Allah, he went to the throne, everything was complete. Can you show me one place, one scholar says that Allah created anything after he went in the throne?
باشا انا دلوقتي عايز دلوقتي الست ايام دول كانوا كان مدة ايه؟ انا عايزك تنطق مدة ايه؟
No, here, no, you see, I got you busted. The 6 days, obviously, they are normal 6 days because the hadith is so clear. The hadith is so clear. The hadith is so clear. It says Friday afternoon. And Allah, and no, it's clear. Your God, he called it Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So they are normal days. Otherwise, he should not call them such a day if they are not exist. And when the hadith says Friday afternoon, and even we have a hadith where Adam, he said to Allah, finish me before the sun set. That means in those days, the sun is rising and the sun is setting.
طب انت دلوقتي عايز اجابة ايه دلوقتي؟ قول لي انت عايز اجابة ايه؟
So now, when Europe, we have here many mistakes. The scientist, he said that the earth or the hold on.
انا مش عايزك تفضل تلوك كتير كده.
What?
رتب كلامك يا حبيبي، رتب كلامك.
My friend, it's you who don't understand what I'm saying because you are so nervous and so confused. So when Allah, he says he created starting from Saturday, and you said to me this is equal to unlimited number of years, or you do not know how many years, you lied because in the same.
ما تتطرفش الموضوع، ما تتطرفش الموضوع تاني، تمام؟
This is our topic.
ماشي تمام، كمل.
Okay, so our topic is you gave me a video from NASA to prove to me that the moon split. I asked you, is the moon split? If there's any proof, you gave me that video. But that video is making fun of you and your religion because you Muslims are ignorant. Secondly, you did not give me any proof that Allah, he glued the moon together. Number 3, the Quran and the Hadith. The Hadith confirm that the Muslim, they saw, according to Mohammed, he split the moon, become 2 parts separate, which means millions of miles away, which is impossible to happen without the whole world witnessing. Look, listen, I'm just showing you your failure. And then when I ask you about the days, you mentioned to me, oh, okay, no, he is saying millions of years, but the Quran never said it's not millions. So you agree with them the billions of years, you agree with them. When I showed you this hadith, you said it doesn't say anything about the sun. I mentioned to you, is it involved the sunset and the sunrise? You said no. But as you see, this is involved the sunset. And I can show you right now, Ibn Kathir, saying it clearly that the sunset and the sunrise during the creation of Allah. Do you want to go there?
Allah. دلوقتي ترجم بقى.
اي قبل ما ترجم بدي اقول انه دخل صاحبي Christian Prince.
لا حبيبي اهدى بس، اهدى معلش. كمل بس انت، كمل.
اوكي
كمل والله العظيم، هو بيدلس والله العظيم، كمل.
Okay, Christian Prince, could you come again and repeat what you said?
How many times I need to repeat? I mean, why I need to repeat? Why I need to repeat? Is that because he's so nervous? Is he so nervous?
انت كنت بتقول نمبر 1 نمبر 2 نمبر 3، قولهم من الاول. هي دي نمبر 1 نمبر 2 نمبر 3، مش تقول التفاصيل اللي فيها.
What?
He's saying that you were saying that number 1, 2, and 3.
What number 1, 2? My friend, I understand Arabic. I speak Arabic, but so I understand him. He is saying number 1. What number 1, number 2, number 3? What is that?
دلوقتي انت كنت بترتب كلامك، كنت بتقول حاجة واحد.
Okay. So I said to you in the beginning, Allah do not know. This is how we start the conversation. Allah do not know the hour. The proof he mentioned that the moon is split and it's a sign of the day of judgment. And neither the moon split, it was just an eclipse. And neither the moon put back together. Because Allah, he said he split it. He never said he put it together. Number 3, there's no witnesses. Then you jump and you gave me a proof from NASA. NASA got you busted by saying those things, if it's not the moon split anyway, it's the flood. that things, if it exists, it has happened billions of years ago, hundreds of billions of years ago. You said to me that this has happened, approval from NASA, when your prophet split the moon. So you gave me a false proof, for you are a false Muhammadan. I ask you, when Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days, did he create everything in 6 days? You agreed, you said yes. But then when I showed you this, you took it back, because now you notice it is 7 days. But in the beginning, and it's recorded, in the beginning you agreed that Allah created everything in 6 days. But now, because your prophet obviously is making things up, he cannot keep his words together, and you agree with the hadith, you said this is authentic, I agree with it. After I counted for you how many days there are, then you notice the mistake that Friday should not be there, because that will make them 7 days. So now you try to fix it. So you said to me, oh, hold on. Allah, he did not count this 7 days in the Quran, because Allah created Adam after. I said to you, where do you get this from? He said, okay, go to the Quran, see that Adam was in paradise. And now you claim that paradise was exist before Allah created the earth and the heaven. To make it simple, which one Allah created first, the earth or the heaven?
Wait, for everything, Christian Prince, could you please bring the Thawi.1 to the stage? I'm gonna leave.
I need help. He need help. Okay, we have another sheikh. Who is the sheikh want to join?
No, he will be translating. I'm leaving.
Okay. Okay. Let him put his hand up. I will bring him if this is an issue for you.
Yeah, he is. He raises his hand.
I don't see him. Okay. I see Mohammed and Nabrawi.
No, Tahtawi.1.
I don't see him. Let him put his hand again.
He is raising his hand.
All right, now I see him. So you can leave, Mr. Gav, as long you don't, you cannot answer. There's no need for.
No, I'm just a bit tired.
Thank you, guys.
No, if you cannot if you will not translate, there's no need for you. Are you going to debate or you translate?
I will do everything.
All right. Oh, okay. So he will do everything. So let us give you the question then to you, because look like your brother is struggling badly. I want to ask you, when Adam was created, was he created in the heaven, which is included in the Quran saying Allah created everything in 6 days, and what is between them, the earth and the heaven? Is he, when he say the heaven, is Allah speaking about heaven above the heavens? It's not exist, it's not what is counted in the Quran? Or the heaven is counted in the Quran when Allah he says, I created everything for you in 6 days?
Okay, just listen to me very carefully. Now I will make something very clear for you, my friend.
Okay.
When God said that he created every single thing in 6 days, it doesn't mean that the creation process stopped. Let me make myself clear, okay? God says, Allah says in his book, we have created the skies and we are making them wider and wider. Listen to me, just إِنَّا خَلَقْنَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَإِنَّا just let me get it. Say it.
You do not remember your Quran? Do you want me to tell you what the verse saying? The my friend, you are answering the wrong question. You are answering the wrong question. See, I know your Quran better than you. I am asking you, when Allah created Adam, is Adam created included in the 6 days or in day number 7 or 8?
Yeah, that's it. You are saying that something is wrong in the Quran.
No. I want the answer, my friend. Why Muslim they play games? Give me the answer. Did Allah created Adam included in the 6 days? Yes or no?
You are telling the essence. Listen to me.
I mean, you just came to the room and you are in the corner already. You are refusing to answer because it's an embarrassment. So guys, look at this. Shouldn't he say yes? No. It's very simple. when Allah created Adam, did he create him? When Allah, he said he created everything in 6 days, is that including Adam in the 6 days? Yes or no?
Your question cannot be answered by yes or no.
No? Okay, why not? If Allah did not create Adam in 6 days, you can say no. If Allah created Adam after the 6 days, you know, you can, I mean, you can say yes, you can say no. So Allah created Adam including in the 6 days, you say yes. Allah did not create Adam in the 6 days, you say no.
ممكن تترجم اللي انا اقوله؟
No, Uthman, you know, I will give you a break. This guy, he speaks English and you asked me to invite him. So it's your fault. So now, go, Tahtawi.
God said he created everything. He didn't mean that he created Adam and he created the human beings and the angels. He was talking about the creation of earth and skies and the 7 skies. You have, just search for it. ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان سواهن 7 سماوات.
Are you done?
Search for it.
Are you done? My friend, you are digging harder to make your God look bad. So I'm asking you now, when Allah, give me the answer, when Allah created Adam, is that in day number 7?
That was not in day. It's not counted in days. Why are you thinking
all right,
that?
let us make it simple. Allah created the earth before he created the angels or after?
Yeah, before. He created the earth, then he, as it says in the Holy Quran, that he created the earth, then he created the 7 skies. He rised up to the skies where it was just fog and smoke. Then he created, then he made them 7 skies.
Okay. So the earth is created in full as a start, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Guys, be my witness. The earth is created in full. He said full. Okay. So now, which one Allah created first? The mountains or the stars? You just said Allah created the earth in full first. Full creation. Which one Allah created first? The mountains or the stars?
They have nothing to do with each other.
No, they have. I want an answer. You just said to me, Allah created the earth in full, so the mountains are part of the earth. You just answered. Why you don't answer again? Guys, did he just say that the earth is created in full before the heaven? You just say that. You just say that.
Yes, he did.
Okay,
yes,
so is the mountains created before the heaven?
He created the earth, then he created the 7 skies.
So in the sky, okay, so when Allah, he finished the earth, including the mountains, there was nothing in the sky. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Thank you. So how you explain to me the silly Quran saying the following, that Allah, he created first the stars, and the last thing is the mountain. Let us read together. If we go in the Quran, hold on.
Can you please just repeat what you said? The internet is very slow.
Okay. According to the Quran, there's a chapter saying the opposite of what you agreed upon. It says here, Allah start with the creating the sky, chapter 79. Allah, he created the sky. Allah, he rose the sky. Allah, he made the day and the night. And then after that, Allah, he start working in the earth. And then he made the water. And then he created the mountains. Remember, you said to me, which one Allah finished first? I said to you, the mountains and the sky. You said, can you explain more? I said, okay. There was the mountain and the earth exist, and the sky there was nothing. You said, yes. But based on this chapter in the Quran, chapter 79, verse number 32, the last thing Allah created was the mountains. And the first thing Allah started with, it was the sky. And then He raised the sky. And then He made the night and the day.
You know what's wrong with you? You know what's wrong with you? You do not understand the beauty of the Arabic language.
Really?
Wow here, wow, in these ayahs are not like saying that something came after the other thing. The wow here
Just to
refers
show
to the
everybody
thing
how
that-
you are lying, how you are lying. Does it say here in Arabic, وَالْأَرْضُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ دَحَاهَا? بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ, you liar. I mean, do you really have little dignity in the front of you? Even the Muslim translation saying, and after that. So you said to me, it doesn't mean after that. It doesn't mean after that. But even your Muslim translation getting you busted. And this is the Arabic. It says, وَالْأَرْضُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ. What بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ mean? Translate.
ارد
I'm not
عنك
talking
طيب
about that one.
ممكن ارد
Huh?
عنك.
What بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ mean?
Okay, Uthman wants to speak.
No, you speak. Cover your lie. He will cover his lie.
يا حبيبي انت عايز الاجابه دلوقتي
Each one of you should cover his lie. You made a lie, he made different lie. Everyone have his own purpose. So now, does it say بعد ذلك? Does it say بعد ذلك?
يا عم ماشي خلاص هو اخطا ماشي تمام.
Oh, he is saying, so now listen, Mr. Uthman saying that Mr. Tahawi, he made a mistake. No, he lied. He did not make a mistake.
طب ماشي.
The Quran in the front, don't tell me mashi, don't tell me mashi. Let him admit. So now he agrees. So Uthman agree with me. The Quran is wrong. Thank you very much. So the whole idea is proving Muhammad is a fraud. Muhammad don't remember which one he created first. So Muhammad, he said he created everything in 6 days. It turned to be that Adam was not created in the 6 days.
هتفضل تلاتة وتاجن كده هتفضل تلاتة وتاجن.
Listen, don't speak to me like women, you know? Those Egyptian women, they go in the street and they shout with each other and they pull the hair of each other. Don't say that, wetlet. Respect yourself. You're talking to me.
ماشي.
All right. So now, so no problem. So, but can you tell me, Uthman, can you tell me why your brother he lied by saying it does not mean after that?
معلش.
Okay.
اتلخبط يا حبيبي اتلخبط اهو. انت اتلخبطت دلوقتي ولا كسبت ولا كذبت؟ اتلخبطت ولا كذبت؟
I did not lie. Prove me wrong.
يا عم ماشي ما انت ممكن ارد طيب ولا انت هتفضل تقول
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
ماشي. دلوقتي انت دلوقتي افتح ويب جديده صفحه جديده وهات الايه اللي بتقول ان انا عارف الايه بس هاتها وهي بتقول ان الارض هي ان السماء هي اللي كانت الاول قبل الارض اصل الارض هي اللي كانت الاول قبل السماء.
So you are saying, so guys, he's saying, can you show me the verses in the Quran saying that the earth created before the heaven? Are you saying there's no such thing?
لا انا عارفها بس انا بقول لك هاتها.
Okay. All right, here we go. You see my screen?
ايوه فاهم.
All right. Here we go. Chapter 2, verse number 29.
ايوه. طب بص ثواني افتح سورة فصلت الآية من 7 ل 12 الآية من فصلت من 7 ل 12.
All right.
بتوضح أكتر.
All right, no problem. Are you sure you want this one?
لا مش الفاتحة فصلت أيوة دي.
But are you sure you want this one? You will not regret?
إيه؟
Are you sure you want this one? All right. So, go ahead.
من 7 ل 12
From 7 to 12, no problem. Here we go, 7. 7 have nothing to do with this. What are you talking about?
أيوة بص دلوقتي إنكم تكفرون بالذي خلق. ماشي دلوقتي بس ايه ثواني بس اتكلم دلوقتي بيقول انكم لا تكفرون بالذي خلق. تمام خلق انزل لتحت انزل تاني
read
أيوة.
read for us read
تمام. دلوقتي إنكم لا تكفرون بالذي خلق الأرض في يومين وتجعلون له أندادا. تحت بقى في الآية 11 ثم استوى إلى السماء.
Can we translate? Can we translate? Okay, first of all, Allah in verse number 9, He created the earth in 2 days. Do you agree with that?
أتكلم؟
Yeah, I'm asking you. Do you agree with this verse? It says He created everything in 2 days. He created the earth in 3 days. You agree, right?
ماشي.
Okay. Now you are saying to me, go to verse number 10. Go ahead.
استنى بقى، من 9 ل 11 ده أنا عايزك تفضل ثابتها كده. دلوقتي خلق الأرض يومين ثم استوى إلى السماء في اللي هو اليوم السادس أكيد، صح؟ هو ده اللي أنت عايز توصل له، إن هي الأرض اتخلقت الأول بعد كده السماء. وفي الصفحة التانية بيقول اللي هو في الويب التانية بيقول
Hold on. Well, you are jumping all over the place. Read carefully the steps. No. You see, Allah, He went to the sky in this chapter after He finished all the earth, the verse in front of you. All right. Okay. All right. You agree. He said he agree. All right.
دلوقتي بقى في الويب الثانيه اللي هي الصفحه الثانيه بيقول لك فين انتم اشد خلقا ام السماء بناها ورفع سمكها في السماء والارض شداها واخراجها دحاها والارض بعد ذلك. تمام. الارض بعد ذلك يعني السماء بعد الارض، صح.
السماء بعد الارض. No, here it says that the sky before the earth. In chapter 79, it says He finished the sky first. He finished the sky first. Okay.
ماشي. أنا أقول دلوقتي في سورة فصلت بيقول لك إنكم لا تكفرون بالذي خلق. تمام. خلق الأرض في يومين، في اليوم الثاني يعني في أول اليومين خلق الأرض. بعد كده اسمع بس اوعى تقاطعني. دلوقتي في اليوم السادس خلق السماء. في اليوم السادس خلق السماء ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان. دلوقتي اسمه ده في الصورة الثانية بيقول لك إن الأرض جابها.
Refers to translate what you say to people. I mean, come on.
ماشي.
What is and don't speak. Let the Hawi translate what you say. Let the Hawi translate what you say.
Okay, he's trying to say that what we see here in the over here in the screen, where he said that he created the earth in 2 days, he means that it's the basic creation. Then he created the skies, and then, as the other verse says, he made the mountains and the rivers and other rivers, mountains, biomes, and all of this. So the earth was created. Listen to me. The earth was created before the skies, and then when he created the skies, he made the biomes in earth.
Okay, thank you very much. But let me respond to this. But this is total contradiction for what chapter 2, verse 29 says. It says, هو الذي خلق لكم الماء في الأرض جميعا. All what is in the earth. First, all, not basic as you said. So the Quran is so clear. All that in the earth was created first. And you are the one who agree with me. You forget the Hawi? I said to you, do you agree with me that Allah created everything in the earth before the heaven, and the heaven was a smoke? You said yes. So now you are trying to bite back what you said. You agreed with me already. It's recorded.
هو بيقول ايه معلش قولها تاني. هو بيقول ايه بقى؟
بيقول لك انه هو الفكره انه في الايه هذا يقول انه هو خلق كامل الارض بما فيها. طبعا هذا خاطئ.
في سورة البقرة ولا في أنهي واحد؟
سورة البقرة نعم صحيح.
So? Fix your lie. Apologize. You lied to me then. You said to me you agree that everything in the earth is created before the heaven. Everybody is my witness. We have thousands of people watching. You said, not me. Everything created in the earth before the heaven. Everything.
أنا ما قلتش كده.
Not you, Uthman, not you. You were in silence at that time, taking a nap. Your brother, the one you asked him to come because he's smarter than you. He is the one who got you busted and get all Muslim busted. The Howie is the one who said that. Okay, so do you agree? Okay, so do you agree? Do you agree that everything in the earth created first, as he said? Do you agree, Uthman? Do you agree that what the Howie said? He said everything in the earth created first, and then he went to the heaven. There was no heaven. He said it was a smoke.
طب ترجم لي كده، ترجم لي بالعربي.
طحاوي قال بأن الأرض خلقت جميعا بما فيها قبل السماء. السماء كانت دخان. هل توافق؟
أيوة السماء كانت دخان فيها إيه؟
Thank you very much. So everything created, guys, he agreed. He said yes. So everything in the earth was created and finished before the sky. So now we have a problem, because according to the Quran, Allah, the last thing, it's you who asked me to go to certain verses, not me. I'm not the one who asked for them. It was your request. It's you who said to me, well, go and open for me this chapter 41, and then you will see it says the following, and we did read it. According to this, according to the Quran, there's a contradiction, very clear contradiction, because Allah, He finished the earth after the sky, and in the top of that, look how clear it is. The mountains came to existence at the end. The last thing. But in the other chapter, the mountains was right away after creating the earth. This is chapter 79, and this is verse number 32, and this is chapter 41, and those are the verses you choose for me. You will see here that Allah created the earth in 2 days, then He made everything in the earth in 4 days, and including in that 4 days, He placed the mountain therein, and then the sky, and the sky was still smoke. So listen, we agree about that. The sky was smoke. The sky was smoke. Yeah, I will give you the mic. The sky was smoke. So the mountains was exist before the sky. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that the mountains are created before the sky? Do you agree that the mountains, as the Quran says, the Quran says, Allah, He created the mountains before the sky. The sky was a smoke. Do you agree with this chapter? Okay. So guys, he agreed. Be my witness. He agreed that the mountains created before the sky. But okay, this is chapter 41. But if we go to the other chapter, we will see the opposite. That Allah, He finished the sky first. He made them many skies. Read with me. Allah created the sky. He left up the sky. He made the day and the night. And then He started working in the earth. And then He made water. And the last thing He did, He made the mountains. Yeah. Go ahead. Remember, you agreed with me. You said the mountains created before the sky. Okay. Go ahead.
ممكن ما تقاطعنيش. ممكن ما تقاطعنيش. ماشي دلوقتي في سورة فصلت دلوقتي كلكم لا تكفرون بالذي خلق الأرض. انت فاهمني دلوقتي انا بقول ايه؟ فاهم؟ مش لازم تترجم دلوقتي، ترجم في النهاية. انت فاهم؟
No, how we will translate your word, not me.
طب انت فاهم دلوقتي كلامي طيب ولا لا؟
Don't worry about me. You know, I speak Egyptian better than you.
ماشي حلو. تمام. دلوقتي في سورة فصلت إنكم لتكفرون بالذي خلق. تمام؟ ما تقاطعنيش، اوعى تقاطعني. دلوقتي بيقول خلق الأرض، الخلق في الأرض، تمام. دلوقتي وتجعلون له أندادا وذلك رب العالمين وجعل فيها رواسي والكلام ده، ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان. دلوقتي في الآية التانية اللي أنت كنت بتقول عليها أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها ورفع سمكها فسواها وأغطش ليلها وأخرج بحرها والأرض بعد ذلك ضحاها. الأرض بعد ما السماء اتعملت ضحاها بمعنى جعل فيها رواسي وجبال والكلام ده. دلوقتي الخلق كان قبل السماء، بس الخلق في الصورة الثانية
Abdul, Ahmed, Abdul. I mean, how Tahawi will translate all of this? Let him translate to stop. Tahawi, translate for people so we can laugh.
I already translated these.
Where you translated? No, now he is getting me busted. Come on, I want you to translate what he just said.
So he's basically saying that when we say that he just, you know, I said that it's the second time he says this. I already translated it.
He is repeating, huh? He's repeating himself. I mean, it's crazy Muslims, what you can say. So, are you saying he's repeating the same thing again? So, Tahawi, you help him, man. I mean, this guy is going crazy. So now, you agreed with me. You agreed with me that everything in the earth created first. So, how the Quran saying that Allah created the heaven, He finished the heaven, and then He went to the earth, and then He started finishing the earth, and the last thing He did, it was creating the mountains. Which one of them is the truth? It's a so clear contradiction. Do you want more duct tape?
Yeah. Okay. So when we come to the to the explanation of the word jami'an in this verse, it doesn't mean the whole biomes and the mountains and rivers. It doesn't mean this.
Guys, he said, look how he lied. You said to me, I said to you, it's recorded. Shame on you, Tahawi. I asked you, do you agree that everything in the earth is created before the heaven? You said yes. I said again, do you agree that the heaven at that time? You said that it's recorded. It's in YouTube. It's recorded. It's recorded. It's recorded. People will die laughing at you.
No, I did not.
Okay, are you saying to me Allah made a mistake when He said all that in earth? Is it Allah who said that all that in earth?
All does not mean the mountains and everything.
Guys, all does not mean all. All in Islam means some, three some. So Allah, you Muslim, you claim that the Arabic is so clear, the Quran is so powerful. Yeah, Allah, He set His butt over the throne. Yes, he agree. I said Allah, He set His butt over the throne. He said yes. Do you agree? He agree Allah have a butt. Okay.
ماشي. هو دلوقتي يعني استوى معناها على وارتفع عن العرش. دلوقتي هما لما على وارتفع عن العرش معناها كده ان هو انتهى من خلق السماوات والارض وخلصها. تمام.
Translate Tahawi.
Repeat it once again. My internet is very bad. Sorry, guys.
أنا بقول دلوقتي خلق لكم الأرض معناها كده إن الأرض اتخلقت، ثم استوى إلى السماء. استوى معناها على وارتفع عن العرش. دلوقتي فاستوى إلى السماء فسواهن سبع سماوات، معناه كده إن هو لما استوى، يعني هو دلوقتي لما استوى عن العرش دلوقتي يعني السماء كانت مخلوق، يعني اتخلقت خلاص، تكمل كل حاجة اتكملت لما هو ارتفع عن العرش.
Translate.
That's all. خلصت. ترجم.
أيوة.
So he's basically saying that God says that He created the earth, then He rised into the throne where He created the skies, the seven skies, and when He when he raised to the throne, he finished everything. So, and that
No,
we
this is not what he said. This is not what he said. This is not what he said. This Tahawi, you are lying in the translation. You are trying to lie what he said. He said when he left himself upon the throne. No, I will let Tahawi confirm why he is lying. He said when he left himself above the throne, everything is completed. Correct?
Yes, that's what he said.
But this is not what you said when you translate a second ago.
على فكرة أنت ما جاوبتش على السؤال اللي أنا
So
قلته في
look,
الأول.
guys, what happened? He just admitted, Mr. Uthman, that everything when Allah he sit in the throne completed. Is it me who asked you? So are you saying to me that Allah created Adam after he sit in the throne? You said yes. Now you said the opposite. Listen carefully, brothers, Christian brothers. Allah, when he sit in the throne, everything is completed. So the Muslims, when they say everything, they don't mean anything. When Allah he says all that on earth, it doesn't mean all. When Allah he says first, he don't mean first. When Allah he says second, he don't mean second. When Allah he says 2 days, he don't mean 2 days. When Allah he says 6 days, he don't mean 6 days. So what Allah mean? What a mean God you have. So listen carefully. Now, what you said actually is against your religion, because look what you just said. Allah created everything on the earth and then istawa. You said, hold on, you said that the word is tawa, I will give you the mic, Tahawi, come on. You said the word is tawa mean he sat on the throne, he finished everything, he completed everything. But as you see, he did not complete anything, because he have to go to the heaven. Did he finish everything? And not only that, if I ask you now, both of you, I want you both of you to help each other. When your brother, he asked me to open this chapter 41.
يا حبيبي ممكن أتكلم طيب ممكن أتكلم.
Do you agree with the number of the days in the Quran here in this chapter?
أنا؟
Yeah, do you agree? It says 2 days and 4 days. Do you agree?
هو وأنا مين؟
2 days for the earth, 4 days for everything in the top of the earth. Do you agree with that?
أنت بتقول صوتك بيقطع.
Where Tahawi he left? Guys, the first victim is gone. The first victim.
النت على فكرة النت عنده وحش هو قال ده قبل كده.
Okay. We will see if the net is wihish, he will come back. He will swim back. If it's just he is running away, that means he will not come back. Yeah, I mean, if it's just internet, he will come back. All right, guys? If he never come back, that means he said bye-bye and he maybe commit suicide. Somebody call the police. All right. So now, let me repeat the question. Do you agree with the verse here? Uthman, listen. Do you agree? Allah in the Quran in chapter 41.
ماشي استنى انا مش هقطعك في الوقت اللي انت هتتكلم فيه وانت ما تقاطعنيش في الوقت اللي انا هتكلم فيه.
No problem. But you talk too much. You say nothing. This is the problem.
ماشي طب خلاص كمل.
Okay. So now 2 days. Do you agree that Allah created the earth in 2 days here?
ايوه.
All right. Do you agree? He said, guys, yes, he agree. Okay, say yes, please. Say yes. I mean, yes is easy for you to say in English. Do you agree? Do you agree in verse number? Do you agree with the verse number 10 that Allah created everything in the top of the earth in 4 days?
No.
You don't agree?
4 days. يعني
It says 4 days. It says 4 days.
دول في 4 أيام ولا اليوم الرابع؟
No, it says في 4 أيام. Not guys. According to him, it says the 4th day.
يا عم ماشي أنا موافق معاك.
So I agree. So he said yes. So let us repeat the question again. So do you agree that Allah he created everything in the top of the earth in 4 days? What? Are you laughing at Are you laughing at the Quran? We are reading Quran is laughing. Do you see how much I respect the religion?
Yes.
Okay, so he said yes. Okay, so now you agree that Allah, let us repeat again, because you might later say I did not say that. Allah, he created the earth in 2 days. You said yes, correct?
Yes.
All right, and then Allah created everything in the top of the earth in 4 days, correct?
Yes.
All right, and then Allah created the heaven in 2 days, correct?
Yes.
But that is total of what? 8 days.
8 فعلا.
So how the Quran says 6 days here, and here it's 8 days, and in the Hadith it is 7 days.
ايوه ماشي خلاص.
One day I will die. One day I will die because of laughing at Islam and Muhammad and have a heart attack.
وانا برضه هموت والله العظيم من الضحك.
Yeah, I know. He's laughing with me at the Quran, guys. He's laughing at the Quran. Go ahead.
ايوه بالظبط كده. والله ممكن اتكلم بقى.
Go ahead.
انا سبتك تتكلم.
Remember Tahawi. You said Tahawi. He have bad internet. I think Tahawi have a bad day.
ماشي شطور.
Okay, go.
ممكن هتكلم طيب ولا لا؟ هتكلم.
Go ahead.
تمام. شقطة تاني. ولا لا؟
Oh boy.
قطع تاني ولا لا؟
Go Abdul.
قطع تاني ولا لا؟ قطع تاني ولا لا؟
I will interrupt you if you keep talking forever. Only.
لا انا هتكلم في حد معين.
Okay, don't give me speeches. Give me the cheese. Give me the cheese. So you agreed that the earth. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
ما تتكلمش بقى.
Okay, go.
ما تتكلمش.
Okay.
اسكت.
Okay.
دلوقتي في اقلب على الثانيه كده اللي بتقول لك 6 ايام.
You want me to go to the one that says 6 days?
ايوه 6 ايام.
You missed that one?
يا ابني اللي بتقول لك خلق في 6
I
ايام.
know, but why you want it? You miss it? I mean, we know it already. Why you want to go there? Okay, here we go. All right. So now, okay.
ماشي خليك هنا خليك. دلوقتي بيقول لك لا ارجع للثانيه.
You want other one? Which one? You like?
اللي بتاعت 6 ايام. ايوه دي خليك
All of them there are 6 days. Abdul, what's wrong with you? Are you blind? It says 6 days here. It says 6 days here. It says 6 days here. Which one you want?
ما تتكلمش. ايوه خليك على دي. اثبت على دي. انت فاهم انا بقول ايه؟ اثبت على دي.
Which one?
ماشي.
No, I want to show people in English too. So which one you want? Choose verse so we can open. Which one? 754?
6 days.
All of them they are saying 6 days. What's wrong with you? Can't you read?
حبيبي خليك على الصفحه، خليك على الويب
No, I want to show the English too so they can follow with us. So now read.
ماشي خد لك اي واحده بتاعت 6 ايام.
All right, all of them they are 6 days. Okay, go ahead.
يا عم ماشي. دلوقتي بيقول لك ان هو خلقها في 6 ايام. اوعى تقاطعني ماشي؟ اسكت خالص. دلوقتي بيقول لك في 6 ايام دي ان الله خلق الارض في يومين دحاها وحط فيها رواسي والكلام ده في يومين كمان، والسماء في يومين. دلوقتي مثلا انا هديك مثال. انا دلوقتي مثلا في امريكا الجنوبيه. مثلا في الدوله اللي في شمال امريكا الجنوبيه، في شمالها خالص، مش فاكر اسمها ايه. دلوقتي انا لما اطلع كده.
Osman, just a question, please. You are in the South America in the north? How you can be in South America but in the north of America?
جنوب.
You just said north of America in the South America.
حبيبي انا دلوقتي اعتبر ان انا في الجنوب دلوقتي.
Okay. So it was like maybe a typo mistake. Okay, Muslims they say things. Okay, what does have to do with my topic? So you are in South America or in North America? Does it change anything?
لا ماشي. انا دلوقتي خلينا اتكلم دلوقتي.
Okay. Can you try to speak in English? Can you try to speak English so people they can hear you?
مش هعرف ترقى حد. طب انت ترجم مثلا.
Say inshallah, you will speak perfect English. Don't trust me, trust Allah. Allah will make you speak any language.
زي جيسوس كده لما قال لك المسيح الحقيقي بيقول لك بيتكلم بألسنة جديدة.
Yeah, according to Ibn Kathir, the disciple of Jesus, they ask him how we can teach the word if we don't speak languages. Ibn Kathir, he said, you are making fun of Jesus. You are making fun of Jesus. Yeah, my God, he speak all languages. Okay, now, so what does have to do with South America? 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 I want to know.
انا هقول لك يا ابني يا حبيبي ده مثل عارف اكزامبل
example.
اسكت خالص اسكت ما تتكلمش اسكت دلوقتي بيقول لك في امريكا يا حبيبي ايه ده والله العظيم هقطعك
I'm trying. Okay, I will mute my microphone. Okay, go ahead.
ماشي اعمل ميوت طيب.
Okay, cool.
دلوقتي اعتبر ان انا اكزامبل ماشي ده اكزامبل. اعتبر ان انا في امريكا الجنوبيه دلوقتي ثواني امريكا
muted himself.
دلوقتي امريكا الجنوبيه فيها فوق دوله فنزويلا. تمام. دوله فنزويلا فوق. اعتبر ان انا مثلا بقول انا دلوقتي بحكي رحله طيراني لمثلا امريكا ثواني كده لامريكا. اعتبر ان انا بحكي رحله طيراني لامريكا اللي هي الولايات المتحده الامريكيه امريكا.
Can I translate? Can I translate so people can follow? Can I translate?
ماشي.
Okay, guys, he's saying, imagine now, as an example, I went to Venezuela and I am taking an airplane traveling there. Continue.
اتكلم.
Yeah, but just every let's say 40 seconds stop so I can translate so people can follow. Okay, so every 40 seconds stop so I can translate what you said. So now, okay, so now you are traveling to Venezuela in South America.
كده من الاستيج وتدخلها تاني. اخرج من الاستيج وتدخلها تاني.
You are traveling to Venezuela in airplane. Okay, what happened? Continue.
لا اخرج من الاستيج. انت صوتك بيقطع. اخرج وادخل تاني.
My voice is not working, guys. Okay, hold on. This Discord is messed up, by the way. All right. Do you hear me now?
ايوه.
All right. So I was saying, so now you are traveling to South America, Venezuela, as an example. Okay, what happened?
لا مش كده.
No? Say again then.
لا انا دلوقتي في فنزويلا مثلا.
He is saying now he is in Venezuela. Go ahead.
وبحاول اسافر لامريكا.
And he's trying to go to America.
ماشي.
Okay.
دلوقتي انا بحاول يعني اروح لامريكا. دلوقتي امريكا تحت يعني انا دلوقتي لما اروح لفنزويلا هعدي على المكسيك. دلوقتي انا بحكي الرحله ان انا رحت لامريكا. انا دلوقتي عديت على المكسيك في 10 ساعات.
So he's saying, so now I am going he's in Venezuela, going from Venezuela to America. In his way, he passed by Mexico, and he's saying it took 10 hours. Okay?
تمام. انا دلوقتي رحت لفنزويلا قصدي انا في فنزويلا رحت المكسيك في 10 ساعات. دلوقتي ورحت رحت لامريكا في 15 ساعه. دلوقتي انت هتحسب. دلوقتي انا من كلامي كده انت هتحسب الفرق بين ان انا رحت من المكسيك لامريكا 15 ساعه ولا هتحسب من فنزويلا لامريكا ل 15 ساعه.
Okay, he's saying, so if I ask you how many hours took me to go to America, are you going to count the 10 plus what it took to America or only the 10? Correct?
لا ان انا رحت لامريكا في 15 ساعه.
Oh, so he's saying I went to America, it took me 15 hours. Are you going to count the 15 hours plus the 10 hours? Is that what you're saying?
انا بقول دلوقتي ان انا هروح. انا دلوقتي رحت للمكسيك في 10 ساعات ورحت لفنزويلا قصدي رحت المكسيك في 10 ساعات. رحت لامريكا في 15 ساعه. انت دلوقتي هتحسب ان انا رحت من المكسيك لامريكا في 15 ساعه ولا من مصر ولا من فنزويلا لامريكا في 15 ساعه.
No, you mean you should add the numbers, my friend. You are making it wrong. So you should say, if you're trying to convince me, you should say, are you going to add the 10 hours to Mexico in the way to the 15 hours which I went to America? That will make the total 25. Okay, so he's saying, are you going to say 25 hours? My friend, this has nothing to do with what we are saying, because the Quran saying the following: Allah, he created everything in the earth in 2 days, everything. And then he is now saying, he did not say, if the Quran written by Arabic, and the Arabic is perfect as the Muslim they claim, then the Quran should not make such a mistake, because Allah should not say there's 4 days if there are 2 days. Allah, he says, he created everything in the earth first, and then Allah, he gave us details, and the details saying the following, that Allah, he created the earth in 2 days, and then he made everything on the earth, everything in the earth, in 4 days, and he has given us even the details of them. He did not say, well, this is a business trip and the total is 4 days. No, you are adding words, is not there. So if we go and read the verse together, you will see this. إذا ما ذهبنا إلى القرآن نرى هذا. Allah, he created the earth. Where is the verse? Okay, hold on. أربعة أيام. Read with me. You're trying to fix it, as all Muslims you try to fix it, but it doesn't work, because Allah, he said he created the earth in 2 days. Stop. Now Allah, he says, and he placed mountains, and he made everything. There's no mountains yet. There's no mountains. So now Allah is telling us this not exist. It's not exist. According to your God, this not exist.
يا حبيبي هي دلوقتي في يعني انت دلوقتي في 4 ايام في الرقم 10 بيقول لك اللي هي الرواسي دي فين؟ هي فين بالظبط في الارض صح؟
It's not exist. It's not exist.
يعني ايه it's not exist؟
It's not exist. There's no mountains yet. This why he's now creating mountains.
يا حبيبي هو دلوقتي هو جعل مش ده فعل.
Okay, and he made in it. He made. جعل mean he made.
ايوه made.
Okay, he made in it mountains. So there's no mountains yet.
ماشي طب هي
Okay.
ماشي لما اتعملت فين؟ اتعملت فين؟
Guys, he is saying he made it where? I thought when Muslim you say Allah, he say be is going to be. Suddenly now he made it in the oven. What do you mean he made it where?
انا بسألك.
So what? Okay, he made it where? Tell me, he made it where? You tell me.
ايوه اقول لك انا
Huh?
دلوقتي اتعملت في الارض يعني هو مش بيفصل لان دلوقتي خلق الارض في يومين وجعل فيها 4 ايام يعني هما الاثنين في نفس الوقت ما فيش فرق ما بينهم وانهم في
He
الارض.
is saying Allah, he made the mountains and the earth, and there's no difference. He is saying that Allah is making them both in the same time. That's false, because the Quran is so clear. He made the mountains and he made water, everything, the substance of the earth, in 4 days. 4 days. He did not say it's the 2 days first is included. He is telling us it took him, this is why he is mentioning 4 days. It took him to take all those things he mentioned, the mountains, water, trees, everything, 4 days.
طب انا عايز افهم حاجه دلوقتي انت دلوقتي بتجمعهم بيكونوا 8 فين كلمه 8 اصلا فيها هي ما فيش كلمه 8 وانا جاوبتك عليها بطل تدليس.
Guys, he said the word 8 does not exist. It is you who agreed with me. I said, do you agree with 2 days? You said yes. I said, do you agree that Allah created the mountains and everything in 4
انا
days?
كنت بقول ايوه عشان انت هتفضل تضحك زي
No. Here we go. You are now mudallis. I don't want to talk to you. He said he was agreeing just to make fun of me. Get out of here. Liar. Potato Abdul. It's recorded. He said he agreed with me just to make fun of me. When you say yes, you are making fun of your God, not of me. You said yes and you were serious, and it's recorded. And you are a potato like the rest of the Muslims. Do you see how stupid this religion? Duct tape. All the process is how we can duct tape the stupidity of Muhammad. One hadith says Allah created the earth and the heaven in 7 days. Many Quran verses saying 6 days. Verse in the Quran saying 8 days. And now the Muslim trying to fix it. Oh, Adam, he was created not in the 6 days. Additional day. Ah, okay. And hold on. Adam was created in above the heaven. Above, but there was nothing. According to your Quran, there was nothing. Totally nothing. Uthman is back. Uthman, he lost his internet. He have a flat tire with us.
استنى بس، انت اللي طلعتني مش بتقول ان انا نت وحش.
You know, I thought you are this. Okay, but I'm not going to talk to you no more.
Hello.
You said to me you agree with me just to make fun of me. You're not a man. We are not here. We are not making. This is not a joke here. This is a religion. This is your God. We are. When you say yes, it's recorded. You were serious, and you are not a decent man. You are trying to bite back what you said. Amira will answer you. Hey, Amira.
Yo, Christian Prince. I have a question to you. I want to debate on the miracle of splitting the moon.
You want to talk about miracles?
Yeah, I want to discuss on the splitting of the moon.
You want to talk about the moon splitting?
Yeah. Because you said there's no really scientific evidence to back up the moon splitting.
No. Your brothers, he gave me scientific evidence from NASA. They said there was something happening.
I don't. Wait, listen. I don't care about what NASA said.
Okay. All right. Okay. So when you say the word hold on. When you say the word scientific, what scientific mean?
Scientific is something that's backed up by science.
So you Muslims agree with science?
Well, you don't have to agree with science, but sure. I mean, I don't know where you're going with this, but
no. What do you mean you don't have to agree? So are you going to prove to me that?
What I'm meaning is a miracle. Does a miracle need to be backed up by science?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I'm glad we agree on that.
But in order to believe the miracle happened, we are talking about the moon splitting. Like, did Allah make it be seen, or it was a secret miracle?
No, it was seen because the Indian king has seen it, and it is written in manuscript.
Mr. Maharaja, he saw it?
Who?
Sadhguru, he saw it?
No, the Indian prince at the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
The Indian king in the time of the Prophet alone, he saw it. The rest of the India did not see it.
They've seen it too.
Okay. Do you have a proof that all of India saw it?
Okay. Absence of evidence doesn't entail evidence of absence.
The absence of what? Absence what? So the absence of evidence is not an absence. So listen. Let me figure out what happened. The Indian king, he went outside to do poo. He unzip. He looked at the moon like, what the heck? Only him saw it. All the hundreds of millions of Indian. I mean, this is the biggest country in the earth, and have hundreds of. What Indian king? Do you know how many kings in India? Do you know how many kings in India? What Indian kings? Listen, Abdul. Listen. The Indian king.
We're laughing right now.
Just get out of here. I want adult. I don't want kids, man. Because if I spink you, they will say spinking kids. I want a sheikh. Who's a sheikh? Who is a sheikh who can shake our stage? Indian king is it? What the heck is that? He went outside to people. The Indian singing. Curry. What the heck? I went outside and I thought the moon is hitting.
Hey, CP, God bless. I just want to say that last guy, he made the claim after he made it about the king, right? He made the claim, oh, the rest of India saw it. And then you're like, oh, where's the proof of that? And then he's like, oh, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. So he makes a claim, and then you ask for the proof, and then he makes up like this whole thing. He like misuses the concept of absence of evidence.
They are so smart, man.
Yeah.
What I can say?
Nonsense. God bless you. Keep doing it. Coptic Christians are out here. We see you, supporting you. They're getting whooped, bro. Keep going.
God
Love
bless.
you. God bless. Christ is risen.
By the way, how is my Egyptian? He thought I will not understand. I speak Egyptian better than them. ازيك يالا. طب سيب وانا سيب. والله لا تسيب انت. They speak fast, so people don't know what they are talking about. So they can dodge the mistakes they make. I listen carefully. I'm not like you, Mohammedan. Shaitan don't pee in my ears, so anything you say in front of me is going to be used against you. Anything. You know, the Muslim, they made an article about how to debate Christian Prince. The first advice, never say yes, never say no. He said to you, do you agree with this? Say, don't say no, don't say yes. Because whatever you say, he will get you busted. So how we can debate Christian Prince then if you don't say yes or no? What kind of a debate is? Because whatever you say, he will get you busted. You say yes, you say no, it doesn't matter. So the Muslims there now, they are trying to be smarter. Like some of them, they say, what do you mean? Like what?
Hello.
You are back? زيك. So now, when you say to me, Allah, did Allah, he say that the 4 days? Because you said you are agreeing with me just to make fun of me. This is shameful behavior. Do you agree with me or not? So do you agree with me?
انا قلت انك انت اللي هتفضل تضحك. انت اللي هتفضل تضحك مش انا.
No, I said to you, didn't you agree with me about 8 days? You said yes. When I asked you, and then you said now you are denying. Okay, let me repeat again. Let me repeat again. Do you agree that Allah created the earth in 2 days?
لا.
But you said yes. Why you are saying no? He made a mistake, subhanallah. Okay, so now 2 days. Okay, do you agree that Allah created everything in the top of the earth in 4 days?
4 days? لا.
So why you agree first time?
انا قلت كده في الاول عشان بص ما انت اهو مش هتعرض الشبهه، ما انا عشان كده قلت انك مش هتعرضها.
What?
انت
Why you agreed? You said I will. He thought I'm not going to expose what it says there. So he said yes. He never thought I'm going to talk about it. So he said yes. This is what he said, guys. Can you believe it? He just admitted that Muslims, they are duct tape people. So he never thought I'm going to expose it. So he said yes. If he knew that I am going to talk about it, he will never say yes. That's what he just said. Taqiyya. شعب مدلس. وما أدراك ما التدليس.
انت دلوقتي ما ردتش على اول سؤال ليه؟ ما ردتش عليه ليه؟
What our sؤال? Listen. So listen. So now, is Adam created in day number 7 or in day number 6?
انت دلوقتي يعني هتجاوب على السؤال ولا لا؟
It's you who's asking me?
تسأل وانا لا.
It's you who's asking me?
ايوه.
We have a topic here.
اما انا سألتك فيه في الاول، انت اللي اتطرقت الموضوع تاني.
No. You see, it is me. I am the one we spoke about logic, right? We were playing a video about your brother Lili Dawah. Do you know Lili Dawah?
Qatada, rahimahullah.
Not this guy. He said about Gog and Magog, he claimed that a lot of Muslims are leaving Islam. And this is when you came. So we were talking about that Muslims, they are saying that we should not be logical. And this is when I start saying to you, do you Muslim believe in logic? You said yes. Are you there? Do you believe in logic or not? So why he's saying here we should not apply logic to what the Quran is saying? Listen carefully. I will play it for you.
Understand is this. Why do we have to understand everything in the context where, why does it always have to be logical? Why does it have to be something where we're like, oh, explain it to me logically, or, I'm going to start doubting things. This is exactly why Shaitan fell into disbelief.
So according to your brother, the one who go and follow logic is following Shaitan. Do we have any Muslim would like to join us? We want someone who speak English, not someone. I want people, you know, you are being boring, Uthman. Bring me somebody with you. Let your dad come with you or somebody. Do we have any serious Muslim who speak fluent English? Like me? Brother, can some Brendan speak English? Simply, he said that the word, Christian Prince, I trained you to say the word abandonment. What? Abandonment. Abandonment? Exactly. As you see, he don't speak good English. And yet he claimed that can't see that. The guy don't speak Arabic. The guy don't speak English. God knows what he speak. Urdu? Exactly. He's in Urdu. He's from Bangladesh. I saw him in the mall. He was doing shopping, and he was shopping for Gundam. Zakir, hold on. Don't go there. I was shopping for condoms, and you saw me doing that? In fact, I saw him. He was measuring it. I was doing what? Measuring it? What did you see exactly? Please don't tell the people. Christian friends, I witnessed, and I swear by Allah, I saw you. You were measuring it. How you know I was measuring it? You inserted the Quran inside the condom. This is what the Muslims do. They try to put a condom around the Quran for protection. It doesn't work with me. What a stupid religion. By the way, I just made it up. This is not true. Because I know Muslims, they are very shallow. They will say Christian Prince is lying. Zakir Naik never saw him in Bangladesh. Trust me, I saw in the comments something even more hilarious than this. I just made it up. You know them. I even saw a comment of Muslims saying, this must be the cousin of Zakir Naik. There's no way Zakir Naik will call you. You have the same voice. But yeah, but this is not him, maybe. You know. Do we have any Abdul would like to join us? I want someone who speaks English. Anyone? Are you guys having a good time? Don't forget to unsubscribe if you already subscribe, and don't forget to give us dislike if you like it. We are Arab. We are very awkward. I get upset when people like what I'm saying. It's an insult. Disgusting. Well, you are back.
Subhanallah, أنا رافع إيدي من زمان على فكرة.
You just said Subhanallah. What does that mean? What?
ولا حاجة.
What? Tell me what Subhanallah mean. I don't know Arabic. Tell me what does that mean?
يا حبيبي معناها تنزيه لله يا ابني.
What? Okay, who is the one who says Subhanallah first time? Who is the first one who said Subhanallah? First person. Huh?
أنت.
Who?
أنت يا ابني قلت سبحان الله قبل كده.
No. The first Muslim. Who is the first Muslim who said Subhanallah?
كان النبي إدريس.
Idris, he said that. And who is Idris?
إدريس يا ابني طبعا.
Who?
قرأت القرآن.
Okay, who is this guy? Which country he's from?
يا ابني ده نبي.
I know which country he is from.
معرفش.
How you believe in someone you don't know even what Idris mean?
يا ابني ده اسم.
Guys, he is saying to me, this is a name. This is why I'm saying, he is, okay, I know it's a name, but who is this guy? You do not know. What the name mean? You do not know. Is that because your prophet, he stole a name from somewhere?
ايه اسم أبو بولس؟
His name is what? His name is what?
أبو بولس اسمه ايه؟
Abu Bolis? Focus with me. Listen. So who is this guy? You said to me the first one, just don't, you know, just go. I don't want kids. Guys, this is the proof that Muslims are just shallow. Their prophet, any name he heard of, he put him in the Quran. Any name. Zulqarnain is Alexander the Great, suddenly become a Muslim. If Muhammad he heard of a Trump, especially Ivanka, he will say she is Jibreel and she squeezed me 3 times. If he see Ivanka Trump, Muhammad will make a chapter. It's called the chapter of Bianca, the blondie. She came to me and she squeezed me. The second you ask them any questions about those things, they don't know what they are talking about. What this guy Idris? What Idris mean? No, nothing about him. Stupid Quran. A book of ignorance. Do we have any Muhammadan he knew what he is talking about? Anyone? Any Muhammadan? Idris, huh? Mayday, mayday. Emergency. Emergency landing. Who is a Muslim would like to join us? As you see your brother, they make it messed up. Remember carefully, the one who defend the Prophet of Allah, peace be upon him, he will get extra 10-inch to his penis. Now I know Prophet of Allah, he said, you will have endless one, which does not make sense to add 10-inch to it. But you know what? Every inch count. The Muslims, they are trying to prove to us that Islam is from God. And Muhammad is doing the same. So he promised us endless penis. When I was a kid, I used to buy those expensive radios because I was fascinated of hearing about other nations, like radio stations, etc. So really I buy expensive ones. But I never thought about using my penis to receive all the waves and the conversations around the world. Especially this thing can extend. We can communicate immediately with all the aliens around the world. In fact, we can screw them up. The aliens, they are living in 7-8 galaxy, and then suddenly a penis coming from the middle of nowhere. Phew, phew, phew. The alien, he said to the second alien, the other one said, like, what the heck we just saw? Did you see what I saw? The first one said. The other one says to him, I can't even describe it. Then he went inside to talk to his wife. His wife, she said, don't talk to me. After what I saw, I will never look at you again. He said, but this is not fair. So she said to him, so why your things is so small? Did you see what just passed by our galaxy? This is a prophet of God? And you bring me a video from NASA? You Muslim bringing me a video from NASA. Guys, they post this video everywhere. NASA discovered that the moon split. Allahu Akbar. They don't listen. If you watch for 2 seconds, you will see that you're stupid. I never saw this video before, but I know that they are stupid. Christian Prince is a comedian. This is not about being a comedian. You see, comedy is about intelligence. When somebody says something you are not expecting. So if you are fast, you can make people laugh. They are slow. Slower than their God. And Adam, he said to Allah, finish me before the sun set. What the heck? Oh Allah, finish me before. I mean, how Adam even knew that the sun is going to set soon? Ask no questions. And the funny, he was saying to me, there's no, there was no sun, this is not a day, normal day. And then to fix it, he says, oh, this is after the sun is created. If Adam is now in the process of a creation, how Adam knew that the sun is going to set soon? Any Muhammadan news? If you go to Ibn Kathir, shut up, potato. Will somebody take this guy? Guys, I want to give him donation. Feed him to the Somalian, the poor Muslims. So, if we go here, let's close some, here we go. If we go to Ibn Kathir, chapter 17, verse number 11. Read with me carefully. I don't know if you can see it in YouTube because the software doesn't show all the end of the text. So it says here that the man was ever hasty. Salman al-Farisi is quoting what Muhammad said. And Ibn Abbas said, according to Muhammad, that the story of Adam, who when he wanted to get up, before his soul reached his feet, when his soul was breathed into him, it entered his body from his head downward. So Allah, he put the soul of Adam from where? He did not breathe in his vagina as he said he did to Mary. He breathed from upstairs, from his head. Allah breathed in the vagina only in the case of women. So he breathed and the soul is coming downwards, download, slow, gigabyte, 1 gigabyte. I don't know what the speed is. When it reached his brain, he sneezed, Hatsu! Hatsu! And he said, Alhamdulillah, look, Adam, he speak Arabic right away. I asked him, who is the one who said first, Subhanallah? He said to me, Idris. So Adam now, he is not even finished. Adam, he speak Arabic right away. The first man, he speak Arabic. He said, Alhamdulillah. Hachu? Alhamdulillah. And then Allah said to him, look, Allah is listening. Right? He said, may your Lord have mercy on you, Adam. Oh, call down Muslims. If Allah is the one who is talking, Allah is saying, may your Lord, who is his Lord? Have you ever heard of such a stupid language? If I am the Lord, Allah making wish to other Lord, may your Lord have mercy on you, Adam. Adam, when it reached his eyes, he opened them, blink, blink, blink. Blink. Just, I'm trying to make you live the story, just not to read it. So when the soul reached his eyes, as you see in the front of us, he opened them. And when it reached his body and his limbs start to, he start to stare at them like, what the heck I have there? But the Muslims, by the way, how Adam, he sneezed. And right away he talk, and yet the soul arrived to his eyes later. Any Abdul? Guys, read with me. When the soul entered his body from his head downward, when it reached his brain, he sneezed. Okay, when he sneezed, what he did? He said, Alhamdulillah. Okay, but the soul now is not reaching his mouth yet. It's not even reaching his eyes. How the mouth start functioning and his tongue is talking. Oh boy. Uthman, if I invite you, you will answer this? I can invite you if you want, trust me, but I'm trying to avoid the embarrassment for you. You want to come? Oh, you refused by mistake? He refused by mistake. All right. So, Uthman is back.
أيوة.
Uthman, did Adam say to Allah, finish me before the sunset?
بتقول إيه؟
Did Adam say to Allah when he was creating him, finish me before the sunset?
يعني أنت قصدك إن هو خلقه قبل يوم اللي هو ما بين
لا اسمع
الليل.
هل قال آدم لله أكملني قبل غروب الشمس؟
لا.
He said no, guys. He said no. Okay. Well, here we go. This is Ibn Kathir. Why you are lying, Uthman? Why you keep lying, man? Here we go. He said no. Okay. 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 I just posted the link for you. Open the link. This is Ibn Kathir. He said, oh Lord, finish me before the sunset, before the night comes.
يا ابني انت على السكرين، انت على السكرين تانية.
What?
انت على انا مش ظاهر لي، انت بتظهر لي واحدة تانية بتقول وكان الانسان عجولا.
Yeah, this is the one. This is Ibn Kathir interpretation. وكان الإنسان عجولا. A human being was ever hasty. It's about what? It's about that. This is what it says, عجولا, which means a human being is ever hasty. He's asking Allah to finish him fast.
ايه؟
What's wrong with you?
اتكلم بالراحة عشان اعرف استوعب.
Okay. الله آدم سأل الله أكملني يا الله فإن الشمس تغيب قبل مغيب الشمس يا الله إنك جدا جدا بطيء يا رجل.
لا يا راجل هو قال له كده؟
No, he did not. I'm explaining to you. This is تفسير ابن كثير.
على فكرة أنا دلوقتي أيوة في دلوقتي بيقول يا رب عاشر قبل الليل. أيوة فيها إيه؟
Okay, but you said to me no.
أنا اتلخبطت. أنا كنت مفكرك بتقول على الحديث التاني.
Again, he is saying he is making a mistake again. I mean, how much patience I need to have with you? Okay, Uthman, do you have your parents around you?
لا.
No? How old are you?
12.
What?
12.
What 12 mean? Is that a number?
10.
Okay, okay, let's go. Do we have any Muslim would like to join us? No. I'm done with kids. So Allah and Adam, they have a conversation. Adam, he understand the situation of his God. So he said to him, finish me before the sunset, you idiot. Soon you will be blind, you cannot see. Soon instead of putting your finger in my nose, you can put it in my... It's going to be dark. Adam was so worried. Adam, he knew that the sun is going to set so soon, even though he just in the process of creation. So smart. Do you see the difference between the Democrat today and the first Democrat? Today, Biden, he don't even know how to exit the stage. Adam at that time, he knew the sun will set soon before even he see it. And he was a Democrat, by the way. How we know he was a Democrat? He was corrupt. He took a bribe. Do we have any Muhammadan? Who is a Muhammadan? Was a Muhammad a Democrat? No. Muhammad was a pervert. And that is way beyond Democrat. Hunter Biden is learning from him. He's just a small, tiny student compared to Prophet Muhammad. You are insulting Prophet Muhammad when you say that. Do we have any brave Muslim would like to join us? And by the way, don't insult Prophet of Allah. I'm warning you. Ali Dawah is watching us. And we are watching you. What the heck? I don't even dare to open my mouth no more. I mean, seriously. This girl is watching me. And I'm so much intimidated. You know, Ali Dawah, is that a real fire behind you? Why you have this TV and this fire? Are you trying to make it romantic? What is that? What the heck is that? That is a... I was impressed really with the fire. I saw it over this guy. He have a fire behind him. I think he feel warmer now. I like that.
See, many people do these videos. Okay, many people. One of those was Dr. Yasir Qadhi. You know, the thing is now, it's Ramadan. I'm not here to talk about it.
Look, in Ramadan, we don't give fingers to each other. We give fingers to each other after Ramadan. That's what he's saying. It's Ramadan, Ramadan now, Ramadan, brother, Ramadan, Ramadan. Your prophet in Ramadan, he used to suck the tongue of his wife. He used to lick her vagina. He used to fondle her. Hey, brother, prophet, what are you doing? I am making painting. But why you are using your penis? Because she have her period. What do you mean? I was looking for the red color. I need red color. This is what your prophet you do in Ramadan. Guys, if you don't like my language, you can leave. You know, here we are talking about the faith in Muhammad. So don't tell me I don't like to hear this. And if you have kids around you, please. The topic is Islam. Garbage in, garbage out. So don't accept we will talk about the holy. No. This is Muhammad, and this is the garbage of Muhammad. So I am here. My duty is to show you the garbage. By the way, garbage is useful. Muhammad is not.
Anybody, etc. Okay? I don't want to make anything to ruin my fast, my Ramadan, etc. All I'm just saying...
you don't want to be a victim of Yasir Qadhi? I don't want to ruin my Ramadan. Ramadan can be ruined by Yasir Qadhi. It happened to me. I was Ramadani. And then when I'm doing Ramadan, I saw the video of Yasir Qadhi. And I had to eat too much after I saw it. So I broke my fasting. What happened? What happened? What Yasir Qadhi did?
Obviously, there's a lot of things I don't agree with Dr. Yasir Qadhi. And there's things I agree with also. So the thing is here, it's just I don't want to get into the details and nitty-gritty. The point I'm trying to make is he also done a video on this matter. The point I'm trying to say and what I don't understand is this. Why do we have to understand everything in the context where why does it always have to be logical? Why does it have to be something where we're like, oh, explain it to me logically, or, you know, I'm going to start doubting things. This is exactly why Shaitan fell into disbelief. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to do something, bow down to Adam, he couldn't comprehend logically why he had to do that when he feels that he's better than him. The problem is this, taking the aql over the naql. That is...
So he's saying the problem is using the brain over copying the story. Just copy the story, take it as it is. It's a big problem in Islam to use the brain. But this is the same guy who made videos speaking about what is unlogical in Christianity. Do you see how hypocrite they are? Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us? Besides, there's holes in the narrative. There's holes in the Quran. The Muslim, they keep using duct tape. The Tahawi he left. Guys, the Tahawi, he took a hike. The Sheikh Tahawi, he's a Sheikh. He took a hike. He never show up again. So it's not the internet is bad. Obviously, he ran away. Anyone? Who is here first time? If you are here first time, I feel sorry for you. You will become addicted. Your wife, she will fight with you. She will accuse you that you are not spending time with her. She will say to you, you care for Christian Prince, but not for me. So I'm warning you. You better leave. Especially if you are married. Do we have any Abdul? Who is Abdul? Divorce? What divorce? No, don't worry about divorce. The first one who opened divorce in school is Allah. Look, any Muslim want to support what I'm saying or go against it? Allah, He sent two angels. Their name is Harut and Marut from Armenia. It happened that they are Armenian. It happened. Things happened. Harut and Marut, they are sent in the Babylon Tower. You know, by the river of Babylon, where we sat down. And then suddenly, Muhammad the clown, he come with this story. So Allah, He sent down two angels in the tower of the Babylon. Harut and Marut. And what they do? They open a school. For who? For the Abdul. What the heck? Brother, is that what Joe Biden, he paid tuition for? Exactly. He paid tuition of the rich boys who go to Harvard because they are poor. Not the boys who go to the government school, which is for free. He paid the tuition for the rich. So if you want to join the school of Harut and Marut, police be upon them, and you want to learn how to do magic, please contact the White House, which is not white no more. They have a rainbow flag over it. So those two angels, according to the Quran, Allah, He sent them to teach magic. But those angels, before they start teaching you magic, they make you sign a disclaimer. They say, listen, what we will teach you now is to divorce between the wife and the husband. That's why I mentioned this. Look, the magic, the angel they taught, and from these angels, people learn by which they cause separation between man and wife. So why you got divorced? It was the school of Allah. The first school of divorce. You go to the school, Allah, He teach you how to make the wife and the husband fight. You idiot, you do not need magic. Just tell the wife, let us go shopping. They will fight after 5 minutes. There's no need for magic. Take her to the mall. What's wrong with you? There is no need for this drama. Make an account for her in Amazon or in Macy's. So Allah, because of His mercy and because He is wise, He opened a school for the Abdul so they can learn how to do magic and separate the wife and the husband. Isn't it? This is so beautiful. This is exactly the teaching of Jesus. Jesus, He come to this earth, brothers, sisters, to teach us how to separate the wife and the husband. This is why He forbid us from divorce. Stupidity is amazing. It's beyond amazing. Voodoo, I see, guys, I see your comment. Actually, once I was in, which country I was? I forgot. I think it was Philippines. Yeah. So there is, no, Philippines? No, really. Anyway, there was a store for voodoo. So I went inside and I told the guy, you know, I have a problem with my mother. He said, listen, I know the situation. I said, about what? He said, you have a problem with your mother-in-law. I said, how do you know, man? He said, I have a solution for that. I said, really? What you can do? So the guy, he starts showing me things in the table. Supposedly, if I buy them, that will solve the problem. I said to him, but by the way, I'm not even married. So you should see how embarrassing in front of the customers. I didn't have a mother-in-law. They fool people. He claimed that now he knew, like, you know, he make it like he sound. So I said to him, I have an issue with my, you know, yeah, no, don't tell me, I know. Don't tell me. I know. Your mother-in-law. Magic. He can read you. He can tell you. And according to Muhammad, by the way, the fortune tellers, they are real. And how they do work? They send shaitan to steal information from Allah. Chapter 15, verse number 18. True story, brother, true story. So Allah, he guarded the heaven from every shaitan, except, look at the exception. I mean, Allah, you guarded the heaven. Why you open the door for those? We have someone, his name is M. Maybe he is a Muslim, I'm not sure. Let us see. Are you a Muslim, Mr. M? Hello?
Yes, Christian princess.
Christian princess?
Hello?
You are calling me princess? Okay, let me ask you, who is the one who wear his wife clothing when he received Quran? Christian prince or Prophet Muhammad?
Prophet princess.
What if I show you that your prophet is the one who do that?
Show me.
In front of everybody, if I show you, you will say that you will start calling your prophet princess, Muhammad princess?
Yes, if you show it to me. It has to be Sahih too.
Oh, yeah, okay. It have to be Sahih. I like that. All right, let us see. There we go. And I am assuming that you speak Arabic, correct?
No.
You don't speak Arabic? What? What happened?
I speak French.
You speak French. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. What is do you know what is the word clothes in Arabic?
No.
Is it the word thawb?
So?
Thawb.
I think so.
Oh, so you agree. Okay, that's wonderful. At least we agree about something. Well, here we go. This is your, and you said you want something authentic, and I promise you to give you something authentic. So this is, all right, this is your Islamic website, and this is your prophet saying, inspiration never come to me except in a thawb, any of women except Aisha. Do you see it?
I see it, but...
So?
Well, who is the scholar for this one?
What?
Who is the scholar?
Who is the scholar? This is Al-Bukhari. It says Sahih.
I don't believe Al-Bukhari.
You don't come to me. Listen, now you don't believe Al-Bukhari?
He comes to me while I am in the clothing of a woman except Aisha.
Or someone else.
Listen. It says here, look what it says.
He comes to me while I am in the clothing of a woman except Aisha.
Allah sent him Quran. Quran never came to Muhammad in any clothing except the cloth of Aisha. So now you promised me if I show you that, and you said to me Sahih. God, did he say to me Sahih? He said if the hadith is Sahih, he will call his prophet princess. So now call your prophet a princess, and here we go. It says the grade is Sahih.
It might be on her towel, not her clothes, actual clothing like.
No. It says you. I asked you. Do you agree that thawb mean a dress? You said yes. That's what it says. What towel?
This one looks like it's towel. It's not.
Ah,
It's not saying
it's
that
towel.
it has.
So the word
Yes.
dress mean towel. So okay, you know what? I'm going to go with you now. This is embarrassing. So you're a prophet. He received Quran only when he put the towel of Aisha on him. Why?
He might be taking a shower and he was coming back out.
Are you saying that Muhammad, when he take a shower and he put a towel of Aisha only, not other women, he have 25 wives, only the towel of Aisha activate his prophethood and he received Quran? What is the power of the towel of Aisha?
It might be the right color. That's why it's not black.
Oh, it is the right color. Which color you think it is?
Green.
Green. Aha. Well, do you have any proof that this was a green, or you are making up stories?
You don't have proof that it wasn't a towel. So what? How is that also?
No,
proof
I
that
have a proof. It says thawb. Thawb is a clothing. Even I use Google Translation in front of you. Thawb is a clothing. So he said, inspiration never come to me. Don't hurt me in Aisha. The wives, they were asking him to be fair. He don't want to be fair because Aisha is his favorite sex toy. So he said, don't hurt me in Aisha, for I never receive the inspiration of Allah, the Quran of Allah, except in the clothing of Aisha.
About Aisha. For the revelation did not come to me while I was in the clothing of a woman except Aisha.
So you're a prophet, he wear all women clothing. But Aisha is the only one who activate your prophethood inspiration. Are you there?
Yes, it doesn't say what type of clothing. So it could be a towel.
Towel, since when towel is a clothing?
It's possible because let's say if you have clothing, towels would be included in your clothing because that's your towel.
No, towel is a towel. It's something you dry yourself. You don't, this is not something you can call it a clothing. Clothing is something you clothe yourself with, not you dry yourself with. Sheet is not a clothing. Blanket is not a clothing. Clothing is a clothing.
Well, this one we can disagree to agree.
Are we disagree to agree? Sound like me and you, we are scholars, because Muslim scholars, they agree to disagree. Is that correct?
Yes, this one, yes, we can agree to disagree on this one. Show me something else that is more provable, because this one...
All right. Did your prophet used to put eyeliner 3 times a day?
I still see people doing that today. It could be because of the heat. Even people that play sports in Saudi Arabia, they will paint their nails, nail
But
polish
he was
black.
doing that all his life.
Maybe he has like an issue with his eyes that he requires.
Okay. So if a man, let us make it simple. I saw when those supporters of pro-Palestine, one gay, he was, like to turn his back to the other supporter, and they were holding the flag of the homosexual, and the guy was, moving around, touching his back with his chest, and then he started kissing down his belly. Why those people are supporting pro-Palestine? What do you think about such a behavior?
That's just what they believe. So just like the Pope can believe that someone can be gay and still believe in Christ, so that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, well, people, they can believe in whatever they want. I mean, you cannot stop someone who is a gay from believing in Allah too. I can show you right now that you're a prophet. In the time of Muhammad, in the time of the Caliphate, they have an imam. He is a gay. Is that true? We will go to this one after we finish this one. So those guys who they are touching each other and rubbing their chest around against each other or kissing down their belly, are they allowed in Islam to support and to consider to be Muslims, or they are fraud?
I would say fraud, because in this case they're just doing it just so they can get something out of it.
All right, guys, he said it's a fraud. But this is exactly what your prophet did. And now you cannot say to me, I don't accept it. Here we go. You're a prophet. He did that exactly. And this is Sahih.
Can you give me at least a big proof for me to automatically not believe in Muhammad? Because right now, this can be interpreted by anyone. Because I can also use the same logic to, uh, and say I don't believe what you're showing me because I don't feel like that's what it's saying in the Arabic.
No, first of all, I'm not showing you the Arabic. I'm showing you the English, and this is your Muslim translation. This is your Muslim website. This is Sunnah.com. I have nothing to do with it. This is the reference.
And who's this one?
And this is Sahih.
Sahih in Albani.
Uh-huh.
But isn't Albani almost 400 years after Muhammad?
Well, all the hadith written hundreds of years after Muhammad. The Quran too. The Quran, you don't Muslim, you don't have any Quran of Muhammad. You have the most popular Quran is the one by Hafs, which is not even written. This is why it says, according to the recitation of Hafs. Recitation. You don't even have any Quran of Muhammad. And Hafs, according to all Muslims, he is a kadhab, which means he's a liar.
Yeah, but that can also be said about the Bible.
But you see, you can say whatever you want. No, you cannot. No, you cannot say. You cannot say that. No, you cannot say that. The Christian don't say that John is a liar. The Christian don't say that Paul is a liar. The Christian don't say that Mark is a liar. You Muslims say that the one who gave you the Quran is a liar.
But that still doesn't change the fact that there wasn't a book written by Christ himself. So
no, Jesus never wrote any book. That's a big fat lie.
So
Jesus never, Jesus never, listen, Jesus never wrote any book. Jesus never wrote any book. Okay.
So his disciple can also be considered they're making up stuff about him.
But they cannot, because Jesus is the one. No, okay. Hold on. Okay. I will go with you. So now let us finish this one and we will go. Let's finish this one. So now your prophet is LGBTQ community member. And you agreed. Right? So from now on...
This one I would say yes. This one I would say yes.
Okay. So he agreed. Thank you. He's being honest. His prophet is LGBTQ community. Now let us go to the Bible. So Princess Muhammad, you remember you said to me princess. So I said, if I prove to you Muhammad did that, you call him princess from now on. And you agree with me. So now Princess Muhammad, in the Quran, he confirmed our book. So if the disciple of Jesus, they lie, how come Muhammad, 600 years after Jesus, he confirmed the book which is in the hand of the Christians in his time? This is 600 years after Jesus. All the disciples are gone.
Yes, he was using the same logic the Christians use. So make up a whole fairy tale so people can believe
So are you saying that your prophet was a liar? Not only he is a princess, he is LGBTQ?
Yes, he's a liar just like the disciples of Christ. They're liars.
Oh, okay. So, you know, as long you agreed, as long you are a Muslim and you agreed that he is a liar and he is LGBTQ community, you are not a Muslim no more. Thank you for leaving Islam. Let your dad come to me next time. The guy, he came to insult me, he left leaving Islam. See how easy? Is it easy? You talk to Christian Prince, you lose your warranty. We will take all your screws. In other way, we will screw you back. Don't you know that the warranty will be invalid the second you take a screw off? And this is what you did to your prophet. We did unscrew him, and we screwed him again. But not physically.
Hello. Christian Prince, I owe you a thank you for preaching the word of God and correcting the people who are in the wrong way. I was here to say I typed out something mentioning how Muhammad is not so good person with children. I don't know why you didn't use that argument against him, but again, thank you for educating the people who are not so educated. Ex-Muslim here, by the way, converted to Christianity by a friend that's in here right now listening. He thanks you too. He invited me here. I had a question.
All right.
And so I recently converted, and I'm trying to figure out when I meet Muslims, okay, which I really don't like anymore, even though I grew up in a household full of one. What do I tell them to convince them that they are in a false religion?
You see the problem, and you know, you used to be a Muslim, as you said, and from a family, and your family are Muslims. So the Muslims.
No, my parents are not. My grandparents are, which are
okay.
Absolute regards for that. But you know.
All right, I see. All right, but what I'm saying, you went through it yourself. So the Muslim, the first thing will happen to him when you speak against Islam, he will go in denial because he believes you are making a threat against his identity. You know, so he go right away to the defense mode. He don't want to listen. But if you notice the way I talk to Muslims, I don't use normal approach Christians they do. Christians, they go to a Muslim, you need to believe in Jesus, you will not be saved, blah, blah, blah. Like you mentioned to me now, that Muhammad was not good to our children.
Yeah.
And you said why I don't mention that. You see, I use the Muslim logic before my logic. If I go to a Muslim, says to him, your prophet have sex with 6 years old.
Which is correct.
Yeah, but he will go into defense. So I let him say something against it before I say it.
Oh,
to make it simple.
Basically make them make a fool of themselves.
Exactly. Because if you use your logic, the Muslim will deny it. He will say you are wrong. But if we use his logic, if you notice, I don't know for how long you were watching, everything I said, it was their logic. So I made them first admit it, agree with it, and then I get them busted. It's like, you know, dealing with Muslims is like playing cards, even though I don't play cards. You don't show your cards. You don't tell them what the second step. You surprise them because they are trained to lie. And this is making...
You make them draw the card that you want them to draw.
Exactly. So like as an example, once a guy, he came, he want to expose me. He's a sheikh. He took the microphone. Christian Prince is a big fat liar, blah, blah, blah. But look what I said. I said Islam approve homosexuality. They brought the sheikh. He was so excited. And then I said, okay, prove me wrong. So he quoted a hadith, which if I show it to him, he will say is da'if. So he started reading until he arrived where he said, and Prophet Muhammad, he have a homosexual in his house.
The guy called his own prophet a homosexual.
Before he started reading, I asked him, listen carefully. The hadith you just, before you start reading, is it authentic? He said, absolutely. He said, okay, let's read again. Hadith number, etc. This is authentic. Are you sure? He said, absolutely. He said, listen, your line is not authentic. He said, I swear by Allah, it's authentic. You know, that's it.
Oh, God.
And then I made him read all the way. And the second he arrived there, he felt where he is.
You know, Mr. Prince, one more problem that everyone has with Muslims, and I'm just going to say this because chat keeps spamming it. Muslims are one of the biggest advocates of violence in the entire world, just because of their population and what their religion suggests. I know that you have much more experience with them than I do, and you have read the Quran probably more than me. I've only read it twice, which I speak Persian too, makes it kind of easier, know a little bit of Arabic at the same time. Not much. But the problem with it is, basically an eye for an eye, go kill everyone, basically. Even though we in Christianity turn the other cheek. What they have, someone punches you, great, cut their head off. Or, you know, go in the name of peace, go commit jihad with bombs. Which I don't like saying this online, but it is the truth. You saw what they did in Germany?
But you see, this is not the reason to, like, if you want to defeat Islam, this is not really a reason. Always they can find a reasoning for it, and they can give excuse, and they can give you, well, because of that, because of this, and they can say to you in the worst scenario, this is not the true Islam, etc. this is the wrong approach to prove Islam to be false, you know. Islam is like, even Muhammad, if you go to my page in YouTube, in the top of my page, I have a hadith from Sahih Muslim, where Muhammad, he described Islam as a snake. And he said, Islam will go back like a snake going back to its hole. Islam will creep. And Muhammad described Islam as a snake, and he told the truth. Islam is a snake. So in order to debate a snake, and the snake's skin is so smooth, you are making a big mistake. You don't debate the snake. You trap the snake. Nobody can debate a liar. You cannot. Because he will deny anything you say. This is why I do the approach I told you. Because I'm not debating decent people. I'm debating satanic people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
you're correct.
Yeah.
You're debating people who are morally off the chart.
Exactly.
I thought I was a bad person until I realized what Muslims were doing. I am a person that asks for forgiveness every day because I know what I have done. I know, and only God knows what I have done. It goes for everyone that believes in God, which they should. And, you know, Islam suggests, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. You can do whatever you want, by the way. I know you have seen what I have seen too. However, what we have is you ask God for forgiveness instead of, you know, being like, oh, let me go sleep with a 60-year-old and then ask God for forgiveness. That's basically the rundown of Islam.
You know,
you can scroll up and find it.
First of all, the idea of forgiveness in Islam is awkward because Muslims believe in destiny. They believe in destiny. So forgiveness for what? I mean, if Allah, he destined for you to do something, why you want to ask
why would you want forgiveness?
Yeah.
Allah maybe do it.
Plus, Muhammad, he come with a very satanic, method. He said, if someone, he says, as an example, not limited, if one of you, he says, 100 times, Bismillahi wa bihamdihi, Allah will erase his sin, even if it's more than all the foam of the ocean. So look how easy. So now he's encouraging Muslims, you know, to do sin, because now I can go and do everything. And then at the end of the day, I say 100 times the sentence in Arabic. You have to say it in Arabic, because if you don't say it in Arabic, you know, Allah mercy is not activated. Sorry. So Allah, Allah, he don't speak Persian, you know, sorry, you know, Amar, or Turkish, Aman Rabbi Aman. So if you say Bismillahi wa bihamdihi in Arabic 100 times, as you see the hadith, and this is Al-Bukhari and Muslim, very authentic. Allah.
His sins we obliterated. So you go sin-free for saying a couple of words, 4 words.
Exactly.
You can commit murder, you can commit genocide and say that, and you will be sin-free.
I will share something with you private, please don't share it. Only, you can share it only in Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Rumble, and Discord only. You see, every day I slaughter Muhammad, his religion, 1,000 times. But at the end of the day, brother, I say Bismillah wa bihamdihi 100 times.
That's a good one. That's a dope one. Brother, won't you mind me asking, where are you from?
I'm black, blonde, African American from Japan.
What? Could you repeat that?
I'm black, blonde, African American from Japan.
Black, blonde, African American from Japan. Brother, that is one hell of a combo. I will say that. That is one hell of a combo, brother. Like, you always talk about things that actually matter. I know this is like personal, but I wonder, how did that combination happen, brother? Like black, African American, and blonde, Japan. How did all that come together?
It was very easy. My dad's an Arab. He was hijacking an airplane with my mom, doing jihad. And nobody agreed to give them landing. And my mom, she was giving birth over those countries, and those countries, they give you a certificate of citizenship by birth. Yeah. So one foot came in Japan, the other foot came in etc. So Africa, so black, blonde, African American from Japan. Very easy, simple. Bukhari, brother, Bukhari says so.
Where did the blonde hair come from? I'm questioning that.
Well, these days, everybody is blonde. You don't know. I mean, you go to Asia, everybody's blonde. You go to Africa, people are blonde. I don't know. I'm the only one is a blonde in the way I talk only.
Absolutely. Like I have never met a black person with blonde hair. That just sounds like
no, there is.
That sounds like a Netflix thing to do. You know?
There is. People, they are looking for a change. They are bored with their life, obviously. It's okay. But this is not our topic. Our topic is Islam is stupid. You know, I use, you know, I believe that God, he gave us a gift. And some people, they are gifted to debate because you have to be very fast when you debate people, right? So I believe that God, he gave me the ability to make people laugh, to learn, to educate, and to defeat the devil. So I believe it's a gift from the Lord, nothing from me, and I'm so happy with it.
The devil lurks between us. That's the sad part. Yet we try to defeat it.
Well, we defeat him every day. We don't try. We are always victorious.
We are victorious, but against how many? There's 2 billion of them at this point.
No. You see, those numbers are fake. You are from Iran.
Yeah, they are fake.
Yeah, and you know that most of Iran already out of Islam. As soon as this regime collapse, Iran will be a different country. We know that. If you go right now, search nightlife in Iran or nightlife in Turkey, where is the Muslims in Turkey? There's no Muslims in Turkey.
Like, there is none. I lived in both of them. I lived in Iran for 15 years. The numbers will tell you that there's 80 million Muslims in Iran. 80 million Muslims. Do you know how they get that number? I don't know if you have been to Iran or not.
I don't think there are 2 millions as for real.
No, they are none at this point. What they do is they force you to be a Muslim. This is the beautiful religion of Islam. It's coming from an insider. Okay, they're gonna say that if you are not registered as a Muslim, you cannot get healthcare, you cannot go to school, and anything else. You cannot even go to, you know, the military, and you cannot get married legally in Iran. You're basically removed from all your human rights. I'm not just making this up. There's another Iranian dude here which can confirm this.
And even if you kill someone is not a Muslim, I think the penalty is $500, the price of a cow.
I'm sorry?
If a Muslim, he kill non-Muslim, like a murder, the ransom for that is a price of a cow.
Yes, but if they kill another Muslim, it's either a death sentence,
or
if the family forgives, they have to pay the price of a couple of camels.
But in the case of a Christian or a Buddhist or anything else, or a Zerdusht, then there's no penalty of death. Just
you might actually get let off without anything if you kill a Zerdusht, by the way.
Yeah. They will not even make you pay like even the fine. You know, if you kill
in Turkey, it's the same amount of numbers. Islam says you shall not drink alcohol ever. Anything that is seductive and that will fuck with your brain, you shall not drink it. Yet, I see people every day in Turkey. I'm in Turkey right now, just drinking their minds out. When I ask them, hey, what do you believe in? They're like, oh, I'm a proud Muslim. I see people who are, you know, with the hijab and they're drinking alcohol. It doesn't make sense to me. Or people who are without the hijab and they're claiming to be a Muslim woman, I'm talking about. How does that work out? Your religion is saying that you cannot do this. So, hey, Muslims, how does that work out?
You see, the Muslims in Turkey, they are not drinking alcohol, and you just lie. I'm going to expose you. It was Black Label whiskey.
Huh?
It was a Black Label whiskey. This is not alcohol. Why you lie? Why? I mean, shame on you.
Black Label.
Guys, this guy is lying. This guy is lying. He's an ex-Muslim. He become a Christian. And right away, he start lying. They don't drink alcohol. They drink beer. They drink whiskey. This is not alcohol. This is what it's called. This is
the water of Allah. Someone just said the water of Allah.
The one they drink is not alcohol. It is all alcohol, not alcohol. This is a huge difference, you know. All alcohol. This is why in Saudi Arabia they drink perfume. All alcohol.
Yeah, because they can't get any alcohol. This guy just exposed me. Christian Prince just exposed me.
I know. All right, brother. Thank you for joining us, and say hello to your friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your time. I'm really glad that I got to be on here.
All right.
I love talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. All right. I hope you have a good time together. And yeah, there's a huge difference between all alcohol and alcohol. Muslim, they drink all alcohol. Not a, I don't know. My English is very weird. You know, I don't know why I divide words like that. I have no idea. You know, even my English is not good, but what you can say. And even Erdogan, he decided to fix the country. How he fix it? By changing the name. Not by closing the bars and prostitution organizations. No, it's a Turkey, not Turkey. So we changed the name and the country is fixed. Do you see how easy it is? Is it easy? Yeah. So do you think we can fix the Quran by call it all alcohol, book of Allah? Because obviously the one who wrote the Quran is a drunk and a piece of junk. And even his Arabic is broken. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you longer. I hope you guys will have a good time. Feel free to download my video, share them with your friends. Please share the knowledge with your family so Muslims cannot fool them, because Islam and Muslim, they prey on the ignorance of us. They are like wolves. They go after the weak sheep, the baby one. So be aware, the Lord, he says, of false teachers. Trust me, I'm not here because I enjoy it. I'm sick of this garbage Muhammadan cult. I wish I can wake up tomorrow and not exist. But I know that I would feel guilty if I don't come here and do my duty. So do your, do your work, do your duty. Teach your family, teach your wife, teach your kids, because they will meet Muslims. This stupid Democrat and those liberals in Europe and America, they are bringing migrants from everywhere, and they are taking over your schools. We saw what happened in Chicago. Your kids are going supporting terrorists. You are doomed. Do you know why this happened? Because you give up your education to the liberal terrorist. You gave up your schools to the liberal terrorist. And now they are snatching your kids from you. In fact, now they are changing their gender, and you have no right to know in where the liberals control. Your son, he go to school, he come back as a girl. Can you believe it? How far their faith can go? All of this because you surrender to the devil. So stand up and fight against them. And the best way to fight, when there's election, vote against those people. Take them out. Enough is enough. We will not surrender to the devil. The devil of Muhammad or the devil of the liberals is the same. It's two faces of one coin. Jesus said that all the lies and the father of all lies is Satan. And both of them, they are a bunch of liars. They are destroying the families, destroying kids. A kid, he changed his gender. How he will live? Soon he will find himself lonely. Soon he will jump from a window, killing himself, because they destroy his life. They cut off his gender. They give him hormone. He is confused. He cannot enjoy his life with boys. He cannot enjoy his life with girls. Who is he? This is how stupid those liberals. So stand up against them and take them out by voting. Don't stay home when you should not. The one who agree with this, he is a criminal, and he is supporting them. So go and vote, and let us kick their asses one by one, and bring the one who will erase their faith. I hope that coming November, we will see hundreds of millions of Christians going out to the street to vote. Let us take the garbage of Biden out of the street by voting, not by violence. Do what you need to do and be good, like the Lord, he says, be holy like your Father. And I say to you, thank you all for being here. This is your brother Christian Prince, was serving you humbly for today. God is good, so is Jesus.